can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now before the moment flies.
All right, we got a great one tonight. I mean, a great one. This is going to be a throwback episode. Guys, be ready. And I mean this. Have your notepad and pen in hand. This last July, right before 4th of July, we did an episode with a lot of military guys as well as guys that were non-military in regards to government contract work. And it was such a great episode that many of you said that it was one of our top episodes that we had ever done. And so what I did, I edited and I condensed it down to where you guys get a chance to see this episode. Now, what this episode is about is for civilians as well as ex-government or ex-military. So I'm going to put it in 3 categories. If you are a civilian, you've never been in the military, you've never done government contract work, you thought that only military people can get contract work, that is not true. That is a myth. And the guys are going to talk about that on the live stream. Like I said, I condensed it down. Guys, be ready to take notes. I won't be doing the shout outs like I normally do in the beginning because this is such a long episode. It's very important for you guys to get this information. Once again, have your pen and paper in hand because we're going to not only listen to what they have to say, but each one of the websites that these guys recommend, I have those websites and I have others. I have up to 10 websites that you can go to get government contract work overseas. So if you're looking to make good money overseas, not have to worry about being in the States and even being taxed on that money if you stay out the States up to 300, if you stay out of the States 330 days of the year, you get to keep most of, if not all of that money. I'll say that again. You're making up to 6 figures, if not beyond. You're doing government contract work. In some cases, you may have little to no experience. You're a civilian, or you're a person that works for the government currently, and you're just looking for opportunities overseas, or you're ex-military, and you're just tired of living the civilian life at home, or even you're just an expat or a digital nomad, a person that's just basically trying to find an economic way to be able to live your life outside of the United States. Tonight's episode is for you, gentlemen. It is for you. Make sure you guys support the channel by way of PayPal, Cash App, as well as, guys, gentlemen, make sure that tonight we want at least 5 individuals to support by way of Patreon, at least 5 individuals. We're going to drop the link to each one of the websites that we're going to look at. That's why it's so important to take your notes. We're going to drop the link. So we're going to look at the websites, see the job opportunities, as well as hear what these gentlemen have to say about their experience with doing government contract work. You don't have to be ex-military to do government contract work. I know people that have done it. I know people that are doing it. I know military, ex-military guys that are doing it, and I know people that aren't military that are doing it. So this is a very important episode. Consider the consultation, because just like with all consultations, once this is done, gentlemen, I'm taking it off of YouTube and the video is going directly to Patreon. So anybody that's not here tonight, sorry. If you didn't see the episode in July, and if you didn't see the episode tonight, I'm sorry. Our goal for this year for the Children's Cancer Foundation, for those of you that know that we have been giving to the Children's Cancer Foundation every year, our goal this year is $500. We just want to give $500 to the Children's Cancer Foundation. We're going to be talking about that on the YouTube over the next couple of days. We've done it every year. Last year we gave $4,700. The year before it was $1,700. This year, because it's so close, we're just looking to raise money for $500. Andre and I are going to give the first 100, and we just about all the Cash Apps and the PayPals will go towards the Children's Cancer Foundation. And right around toward the end of January, we're going to tally up the money and donate it. And I'll be showing you guys the foundation throughout the months. So shout out to you guys. This week, Andre and I have had the chance to, because we didn't last week, the reason why you guys didn't see us, Andre and I celebrated our 5th year wedding anniversary. Shout out to Andre. That's why you guys haven't seen her on our show this past week either. So we're back. We had a great time. We're going to show you guys this week the resort that we went to, all-inclusive resort here in Colombia. So you guys wonder, does Colombia has all-inclusive resorts, kind of like Florida or California has all-inclusive resorts? Yes. And so we're going to show you what some of those resorts are over the up and coming days. So shout out to all you guys that are here. Appreciate every one of you gentlemen that are here. Once again, support the channel. Make sure that you join the Patreon and make sure that you got a pen in your hand because we got some great information. Andre's going to shut his mouth and I'm going to start this video right here with the outro. Usually I start the video with just the guys that are speaking. This is such an important bit of information, guys. I'm going to start the video with the closing remarks to encourage you guys based off of what these gentlemen say, and then we're going to go into the information. My man, Ja, you're next, kind sir. In closing, your closing words of encouragement.
My closing words of encouragement, I would say, sometimes you just got to take that leap. I seen a meme that said you miss 100% of the opportunities you don't take. I literally just told that the other day to a guy wanting to talk to a chick here. He just kept contemplating. I'm like, bro, just go, just speak. You know, it's the same with the contract community or moving. Sometimes you got to start over. Sometimes it's easier to just start over from scratch with a clean slate. You know, most of my cars have stereo systems in it. I don't got no rearview mirror. And my friend asked me, he's like, you ain't got no rearview mirror. That's behind. I ain't worried about what's behind me.
Come on now.
I'm flying.
Come on now.
I ain't worried about what's behind me. I'm just gonna go. I hit the gas and go. You know. When somebody put out the information, sometimes you gotta shut up and take notes. I'm at an 800 credit score now. When I first contracted, I was like a 3-something. But it was a dude that was working him out in the office in my building, and he was like, overheard me talking about because I couldn't pay for the trip that I was trying to go on. I didn't have no credit card, and I didn't have enough to be able to pay for the hotel, the rental car, and the flight at the same time. And he was like, let me tell you how to get your credit right. Man, I just started writing notes over like the next 3 weeks. I'm just listening to everything instead of writing notes. And boom, like he the one got me into the credit card game.
There you go.
My mom the other day called me and asked me about a credit card. And I'm trying to tell her what credit card she need to get and how she need to do it. And every minute she's just trying to make me feel stupid. And I'm saying like, Mom, you called me. You called me about this. So why are you telling me about what some other person did or what this? Call them and ask them then. But I'm telling you what to do because I can show you the proof of where I came from to where I'm at now and how I got to be over 1 million points and this and that. I can get you there, but you got to shut up and just do what I tell you to do.
Right.
People don't
Right.
want to listen. And, get out your comfort zone. If you some people just don't want to leave their hometown. My baby mama ain't never been out of our hometown. I don't think she's ever left the state. I don't think she's ever left our hometown. I know a few people like that. Me, listen, I was in the Army. I'm willing. This weekend, we're going to see your family. Next weekend, we're going to see my family. Next weekend, we're going to see Jones's family.
Right.
I'll be on I-10 and pass right through Pensacola when it stops.
Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to see something new, and once you experience some different stuff, and you're able to see stuff from a different perspective, you just realize how you ain't living that good in America. You're not living as good as you think you are. Most people don't realize they are a paycheck away from utter destruction.
True.
And you can change all that by upping your income, moving to another country, taking one of these jobs, and just can't let that fear just take over you. You just gotta take that leap of faith, and it normally pans out. I don't know anybody who, maybe one person who contracted and was like, I just can't do this. But for most people, they get into that contractor world and living overseas, and it's a great thing. It's a great thing, to be able to start all over again. So my words, take that leap. Don't be afraid, just take the leap.
Dre, can I piggyback for like 2 seconds on that?
Go ahead, brother.
I had an opportunity years ago to host the WWE. Vince McMahon, R-Truth, The Big Show, a couple of the ladies, and something like that. And before every show goes.
Before we go any further, this brother Aaron, shout to Aaron. I got to reach out to him because I want to do an interview specifically with him. Aaron is a government contract worker, just like many of you guys may want to be overseas. Aaron is 58 years old. So just in case you guys think that there's an age limit to doing government contract work, usually it's based on the country, not the contractor. You're going to learn that tonight. Once again, usually it's based on the country may have a minimum age in which a person has to be in order to do overseas contract work, meaning that that person has to be 21 or 24 or 18 for that particular country. The maximum might be 60, 63, 65, depending on that country. So it's not the contractors, the government contract works that's limiting your age. It might be that particular country that you might be going for. But this brother right here has been doing it for quite a while. He's 58 years old and he still does it and living a great life in Thailand because he invested a lot of his money because he didn't have to spend it, because a lot of his expenses were being paid for by the contract company. Let's continue on.
Goes on, we meet with the commanding officer, and in that particular meeting, R-Truth said something very, very poignant. He had his battles with the law and doing everything before he became R-Truth in this big WWE wrestling star. He said he was doing this and that wasn't working, doing this, boom, that wasn't, getting arrested here, put here, and everything else. And then until this one man came up to him, he said, "Hey man, why don't you try doing it this way instead of that way?" And he was kept fighting it, blah, blah, blah. And he came back maybe 6 months later and he was still in that same rut. And then the guy came back to him again. He said, "Man, change it, switch it up." And he said the biggest thing he did as a grown man and a young black man is allow someone else to give him direction.
Something that he just said was profound. We did this video 6 months ago. This video is from 6 months ago. Once again, guys, make sure, please have your notepads and your pens in hand, because once this video is done for the night, it's going directly onto the Patreon. And there's a lot of information that we're going to be sharing tonight, as well as all the websites. We have up to 10 websites that you can go to apply for now for 2025 jobs that they are hiring right now for individuals, especially since the Trump administration is in, and they usually give a lot of money to the government as far as our tax dollars going into military and things like that. You don't have to be former military to do government contract work. Do not believe that you have to. These guys are going to talk about this, how individuals are successful. My point in stopping the video right now is we aired this 6 months ago. How many of you have applied for government contract jobs? I don't think anybody has reached out to me at all in an email or in a WhatsApp groups or on Facebook. Shout out to Facebook and Rumble, Young Man Rumble. Make sure you support us over there. I don't think anybody has reached out to us that have at least applied for some of these jobs. And these men are taking the time out to tell you it's not hard. In many cases, you don't have to have experience. If you do, that's great. These guys telling you step by step how to get online, how to get international, overseas contract work, whether you're ex-military or you're non-military. And many guys aren't taking advantage of this information, but yet you're complaining about what's going on in the States. You have two choices, gentlemen. And we're going to get back to the video. You got two choices, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. We can fuss and fight and argue about what's going on in the States, politics, prices, inflation, all the stuff that the average American cries about. Not having enough vacation days. If you got vacation days, you can't use them like you want to. It's so expensive for medicine. It's so expensive for surgeries. All the things that you're tired about. You're tired of dealing with the non-traditional women and the modern women. You will sit up there and cry year in, year out. But we posted this video 6 months ago and nobody applied. So tonight we're going to talk about and show you the links and show you the jobs that are offered so you can actually see them. So if nobody applies, you cannot fuss at the United States. You can't cuss at the United States. You can't cry about gas prices. Stop crying about food prices. Stop whining about the women in the United States if you ain't going to do anything about it. If you're not going to believe in you, why the hell should anybody else believe in you? Do you actually think that you're going to sit back and think that God is going to believe in you, but you don't believe in you? God created you. It is not his job to believe in you. It's his job to love you and encourage you and to help you. But if you're not going to help you, who's going to help you? So we're going to take time out again, continue on with this video, but just like that brother said with the one famous wrestler, a guy gave him some advice, and 6 months later, his life was still in turmoils. So he finally decided 6 months later to listen to the guy. So once again, that video that we posted that you guys are watching now, 6 months later, we're posting it. I hope that some of you guys are encouraged enough tonight with the information that we share. And I'm not gonna talk a lot on this video. Only time I'm going to talk is when I'm sharing information on the websites. Excuse me. I hope that you guys are going to take advantage tonight of at least applying in 2025. You never know what God is going to open up in your life once he sees that you believe in you and you believe in him, and see what doors open up for you. Let's get back to the video, gentlemen. Shout out to all you guys that are here. We got 64 people in the building. Click that like button. We like you. Make sure you like us too. Shout out to all you guys that are here, from Don all the way to Big Cap, all the way to JP, all the way to all you guys, Tim Brown, Tim Howard, all you guys that are here tonight. I appreciate you gentlemen being here tonight, but I appreciate even more if you guys take advantage of this information. Support us by way of the Patreon, as well as the Cash App and the PayPal. Shout out to all you guys. And I see my brother in the building, father of many nations. Shout out to you, brother, as well. Appreciate you, man. And I'll get to your super chat right now. Father of many nations, Abraham. He says this, K111, the boy is so the boy, so the man in you can live. Yes, kill the man. Yes, I like how you put that. Kill the boy in you so the man can live. The Bible says, I thought as a child, I act as a child, I spoke as a child, but now I'm a man. The Bible says this, but now I'm a man. The Bible says, but now I'm a man. And I put childish things away. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And how we see opportunities. You can't see opportunities like a kid, all scared and all worried. And what if it don't work? What the worst thing that can happen to you? I already calculated it, gentlemen. I kid you not. The worst thing that could happen to me, other than my health, the worst thing that could happen to me if I left the United States was I would have to go back to, because before I knew about online jobs, this was the worst thing that could happen to me. I told myself I would have to go back to the United States, check, make money, check, get the hell out the United States again, check. Other than my health, that was the worst thing that could happen to you. Go somewhere and make some money and leave again. For some of you guys, it's just like me. You're so scared to leave that you don't realize the worst thing that can happen to you, other than your health, is you have to go back and make money. And now, since I left, the online world exists. So now you guys are digital nomads. You guys are expats. You guys are doing things, man, that didn't exist in 2016, 2017 when I left. So now you ain't even got to go back to the United States. And that's what we're showing you tonight. You don't even have to go back to the United States. Kill the boy in you. Get rid of him. Just like 1 Corinthians says, just like Father of Many Nations says. So you can be the man that you're supposed to be, taking advantage of these jobs around the world. Because I'm going to tell you something. White boys, Asian brothers, Middle Eastern brothers, and Latin brothers ain't got no problem. Latin brothers ain't got a problem. They will walk from Venezuela through Colombia, through Panama, all the way up, finally get a ride when they hit in Honduras somewhere, just to get to the Mexican border and hope that they can get in. Not know, but hope they can get in. Those dudes are maybe poor and impoverished, but they doing what a man got to do. I'll say that again. We might not like the immigrants, but you ain't got the balls to do what they doing. And I'm giving it to you with a smooth drink in hand. And I'm giving you the notes, and I'm giving you all the information you need to be able to make high five, six-figure job money overseas with tax breaks, contract work, and you can do it as ex-military or just a regular civilian like I am. So this go around, gentlemen, please take advantage of the information, because I said, like I mentioned before, it's after tonight, it's going to be shut down and it's all going on the Patreon. It's going directly to Patreon. Do not think that I'm going to be having this up for 2 or 3 days. All you guys that are here tonight, you are blessed among men. Shout out to my man, Tar Heels, Blue Transportation, LLC. I like that, brother. See you moving. They're doing a great thing. He said, I'm a Marine. Shout out to my military brothers. He said, I'm a Marine. He said, I'm definitely ready for this information, bruh. He said, the jig is up in the U.S. I'm glad that you guys are thinking like that, even you ex-military brothers. Father Menedation says this. He said, nobody is coming to save us. Nobody but us. If you think that you got a passport, somebody else going to hook us up with this information, they are not. You will not. Do not wait for the America, you UK brothers. I'm not just talking about to Americans. You UK brothers, if you're looking for international jobs, these jobs are for you too. You Canadian brothers, I'm talking to you too. All you guys that are in Australia, Austria, Europe, these jobs are for everybody. These are not just jobs catered to Americans. So I want to make that clear tonight. If you're in another country and you're watching us, or if you're on the Patreon, gentlemen, if you're watching on Rumble or Facebook from another country, you can apply for these positions, because these contractors or these companies are hiring people from around the world to do these government jobs. But so while you brothers are sitting in the hood, there's a white boy in Canada applying for the job. While you brothers are sitting back saying, no, but I'm in love. I got a girlfriend here in the United States. You keep your girlfriend in the United States and keep on complaining about what's going on in the United States with your American girlfriend. Hey, sexy. Yeah. What do you eat? My meal? What are you talking about? And I made something else to eat. You're looking good though. Mrs. Spence coming to the house monitoring me and my drink. She wanted to know if I ate something before I drank. Okay. Gentlemen, us brothers, if you ain't taking advantage of it, I'm going to let you know something. There ain't going to be another YouTube channel as brothers telling you and giving you this information. It ain't coming back around. The white boy channels, they going to show them white boys how to do it. The Latin channels, they going to show them Latin boys how to do it. The Europeans, they got European channels to show them how to do it. The guys in Southeast Asia, they got dudes in Southeast Asia that are content creators and businesses that's showing them how to get the government contracts that you brothers don't apply for. Don't worry about it. You don't want to apply, God gonna send somebody else to get that job. That job won't be filled. That contract job is going to be filled. So let's get back to the video before I give another shout out. Okay, shout out to all you gentlemen. And then I'll get to the cash apps and everything else. We got 70 people in the building. Click that like button. I like you. Make sure you like us too. This brother, once again, is 58 years old. He's been doing government contract work. It has not slowed him down. So if you guys think that you're older like us and you can't do it, or the job market won't allow you to, he's living proof that it can be done.
And when that's someone, he started taking that direction from that other person, is when he started to prosper. So sometimes you got to get out of your own way to be able to turn around and prosper. Get out of your own way sometimes.
Facts.
You know? And he said, I'm giving it to you and I'm listening to you. And he started doing A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and he was on his way. The same with me. When I worked in Afghanistan, I was in there talking about finances and everything else. And this young kid, 29 years old, this is 2000, what, 4 years and 54 years old. He's 29 years old, graduate and everything else. He said, man, you doing this? I said, yeah. He said, what? He took it upon himself to crunch those numbers, you know, crunch my numbers for me. He said, man, if you did this, and sold this, you could live the rest of your life. And I was like, what? And I went home and I did it. And here I am now. I'm done.
There we go. When I first started coming to Colombia, I met a lot of guys that were military guys, like right out the gate. And we were in a WhatsApp group together, and I met Ja there in the WhatsApp group. And he was not the guy that was in Colombia. He was the guy that was everywhere else but Colombia. And the cool part about Ja was this, how he was sharing so much, like you guys are sharing information today. He was doing this in 2018, 2019, when guys weren't trying to listen. Ja was the first person, he doesn't know this, he was the first person to really introduce me to the value of a cost of living in another country. What do I mean by that? He was the brother that would show clips of his Airbnbs in other countries, to where you would think in the States that's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 spot, and he would show you, well, in Thailand I only pay this, or in this part of the country or the world I only pay that. And so from watching this brother, I'm like, so you ain't gotta go broke to live around the world?
I was in the Army Reserve, so I was spent most of my career reserve and active reserve when I was in. I did 11 years. Currently, right now, I'm in Thailand. I've been living here for about since the first week of last April.
Are you officially full time in regards to you just go back home to the States part time?
Yeah, I'm full time. This is where I'm living.
I'm happy for you.
I moved out of the country back in 2012 when I took my first contracting job in Kuwait. So since then, I normally only go back to the States maybe once a year for like 3 to 5 weeks.
You better than me.
That's enough for me. You know, I'm from Pennsylvania, Florida. That's enough.
Yeah.
I just like my time outside of America a little bit better. You know.
What made you get off into government contracting, Ja? Because you always told guys about the opportunities, but I don't know too many dudes that took advantage of the opportunities that you were saying. Hey guys, you come out to Kuwait, you can do this, do that. Why do you think that? What drew you to doing that, and why do you think so many? 2-part questions. What drew you in that direction instead of just staying in the States like a lot of dudes that get out the military do? You decided, let me go into this contract opportunities. And secondly, why do you think that after trying to enlighten guys on economic opportunities out there, that many of the guys didn't take advantage of it like you did?
I would say a lot of people just don't know. Like in the contracting community, I was in the Army, and the contract I've been on was working with the Army. So most of the people that we work with were either prior Army or the ones who never been in the Army that we work with. Normally, their parents or best friend, somebody real close to them, was in the Army, or they lived near an Army base. Usually, they're from like Fort Hood or the Carolinas. So a lot of people outside of those places just don't know about these jobs. As for me, why did I do it, and how I did it was
Thank you very much, guys, for letting me know that the audio was off. I was muted. Okay, I'm going to come back to the statement. I'm going to come. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay. I can't hear you, Dre. Andre, you're muted. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Can you hear me now, gentlemen? Can you hear me now? Okay, sound is out. I was talking to Andrea while you guys were watching the live stream, and then I put myself on mute and I forgot to take my. Okay, my fault, gentlemen. I'm going to come back to the question that the gentleman had in regards to can a fitness instructor get government contract work? If you're a fitness instructor, do realize that you have a lot of soft skills to put on your resume to get government contract work that a lot of times you don't realize that you have. And what I mean by that is if you're in fitness, you got to market yourself. You've got to know how to set schedules. You got to know how to work with individuals, work with a team. You also got to be able to be in sales. You can't just sit back as a fitness instructor and, oh, well, I'll just wait for somebody to ask me. No, you don't. You're in sales as well as the tangible, actually being there at the gym or helping that person with their diet. There's a lot that you do. In other words, you also deal with customer service, don't you, as a fitness instructor? As a fitness instructor, you already know it may take 9 no's to get a 1 yes. There's a lot that goes on your resume as a fitness instructor other than I'm in the gym and I'm training somebody. If there's job opportunities to do that, that's great. But don't deny or ignore your soft skills that you can put on a resume that you do all the time as a fitness instructor. I give you a perfect example before we go on to the clearance job bank. Let's go back. This is the website for security clearance jobs. Now, realize not all jobs need security clearance, gentlemen. Think about it. I'm an ex-felon. Some jobs allow me to have security clearance. Some jobs don't. I've had jobs that had no problem getting me cleared. I've had other jobs that was like, oh, no, Dre, you won't be able to do that. Not all jobs. Now, so realize this is just one of the 10 websites that we're going to go to tonight. So if you feel like, man, I got to pass like Andre, I don't think I can. Don't assume that your past will hold you back. I'll tell you something, guys, in all sincerity. Shout out to all you gentlemen for showing the love. One of the things that made me so successful in my career once I got out of the feds for 10 years, most of you guys know I was in the feds for 10 years. One of the things that made me successful, I watched all the television shows and movies where they said, man, I went to jail. Nobody hired me because I've been in jail, blah, 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 blah. I was in jail. Nobody will hire me, right? That's quite often we see that on television and movies, and guys in the neighborhood say that. I purposely put myself in a position that even after 10 years of being in the feds, I never, not once, didn't get the job because I was in the feds, ever. And I had state time. I was running wild. Anybody knows what, running concurrent, wasn't running wild. Running wild means that you have to do your federal time first or your state. In other words, you're in the feds. And as soon as you get ready to get out the feds, that day, the states are coming to pick you up to take you to state prison to do your state time. That's what running wild means. Mine was concurrent on top of each other. So I had my 10 years feds and I had 2 years in the state of Ohio to do. But they ran them concurrent together because I reached out to the judges. And so they said, okay, cool, we're going to ride them together. So when I got out the feds, I didn't have to go to the states. So I got 2 states on my record, right? 2, those never held me back. Why? I wouldn't let it. I'll say that again. I wouldn't let it. I apply for jobs that if they're going to say no, they're going to say no anyway. So at least when you sit back and you say security clearance, don't be like, oh my God, security, I did this in 2003. Don't let it throw you off. First of all, the feds only go back a certain amount of years. But secondly, go for it. because just like I did, I went for it, and I didn't go for small jobs. I went for jobs that will open up doors, and those doors opened every single time. The only time that a door didn't open for me is when I had to take a fingerprint, and the state said, I applied to be a school teacher, and they were in the state of Florida, and they were like, you passed the exam, but because of your federal background, we can't let you be a school teacher in the state of Florida. You're working with kids. I understood that. Other than that, every single position I've ever applied for, my past never held me back. So don't think that automatically your past will hold you back. Let's go back to the website. Get me out of the way, gentlemen. So right here is clearance job security, and these are online jobs that a person could be able to do these jobs from around the world. You register, and then you go to the employers or the hiring companies, and it tells you everything that you need to do. And this is one of the most famous websites to get a job, government contract jobs, to work in those countries, to work in other countries. So they pay for your expenses to get there. They pay for your housing. They pay for everything. Ja and all the other guys are going to talk about that. Shout out to my man Zero Milligram in the building. Shout out to you guys. Yes, my number has never held me back. The number one rule in my family is never tell yourself no. I like that. He said, looking for work right now in my field. He said, cybersecurity. I think Ja, the guy who's speaking, he's going to mention that down the line. That's what he was doing. He said, yes, I want to travel abroad. So we start with our first one. So throughout the night, I'm going to be sharing the links, guys. We're going to be sharing the links. And the first one that we're sharing is the clearance security. Let's go back to the video. Move me out of the way. And thank you guys for supporting the channel throughout the night through Cash App and PayPal. And once again, through Cash App, we're trying to raise at least $500 over the next few weeks to give towards the Children's Cancer Foundation like we do every year. And you move this and add you guys to the stage.
I first found out about military contracting back when I was stationed, deployed to Iraq. Because of my job in the Army, we had to work with some contractors, and I'm watching these guys making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year.
Right.
And I was networking back then, and I just I didn't take the contracting jobs back then. I should have. I wish I would have, because I had friends or associates that were contracting like, yo, man, come over here, man. They paying $300,000. And I'm watching them not do nothing, like easy jobs. And I ended up going back to the States, and then switching different base, staying on active duty orders for a couple of years, and then get off orders and you try your hand at civilian work. And I really realized that as a civilian, you're working way too hard for not enough money. And they talk to you like you ain't crap. And when you're in the military, everybody that's a civilian telling you, why you letting people boss you around, and you got to work these long hours and you ain't getting paid nothing. You really think you're getting the short end of the shaft. And then you become a civilian. Then you realize military life was not that bad.
Is that true, guys?
That's the way it was for me.
What do you say, Ronnie? You're on mute.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. I would have never got out of the military if there wasn't a situation that happened within my family. I would have done my 20. I loved it, literally. And I was full active duty. So he's absolutely right. There's no better feeling of being the camaraderie, the brotherhood, knowing that that guy truly has your back. You ain't gonna find it nowhere else.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
So the civilian life was somewhat of a motivator for you, Ja, in regards to going into the contracting.
It was that, and like I said, I'm from Pensacola.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to
I'm
my
black.
Florida boys.
I started getting into some trouble. You know, Pensacola trouble will kind of find you. You know, and I'm getting in trouble with the law, and they couldn't make nothing stick. And I'm like, yo, eventually they're going to find something. They're going to create a situation. They're going to find something that's going to stick. And I'm going down that road. You know, I got arrested one summer, the summer before I started contracting. I got arrested twice for something I did not do. A DUI on the night that I was the designated driver, not drinking nothing.
Thanks, Andrew. I saw you over on the Patreon. He said, I just did a $25 off a live stream tonight. Thank you. Best to contact you via email or WhatsApp. Reach out to me via email, because anybody that joins the Patreon will also be added tonight. Do me a favor. All you guys that join the Patreon, do me a favor. Reach out to me by way of email, because a part of being in the Patreon, and if you are a current person in the Patreon, the paid membership, if you're part of the paid membership of the Patreon, you automatically get into all of our WhatsApp groups. I've got 3 WhatsApp groups here in Colombia. One that Andre and I created with over 200 guys that are in there right now sharing information. The Black Men Expat group, the Black Men in Cali group. So there's like 3 or 4 WhatsApp groups I really want you guys to get in. When we do the Patreon and when we do the consultations, they never end with just being in the Patreon or just being in the consultation. It's one thing to know that I'm down here, but it's another thing to have a group of brothers that are already down here, that come down here as if they live here or they already live here. Because there's brothers that, like, for example, Father of Many Nations, he's here in Keithan. They are here so much, you think that they live here. There are brothers that are here that much, and there are brothers that are here in Colombia or in Brazil that are here so much that they are actually living here now. So make sure you guys email me so I can get your phone number, your WhatsApp phone number, to add you to the WhatsApp groups. This goes for guys that are joining the Patreon tonight, as well as guys that are already a part of the paid Patreon, and you're not in all the WhatsApp groups that I'm talking about. You're like, wait a minute, I'm not in those groups yet. Send me your phone number by way of email so I can get you in the groups tonight or tomorrow morning at least. So don't forget that, guys. I'm going to mention that a little bit later on tonight. And that's the email address. And if you want to do a consultation with us, because I've got a few guys that I'm doing a consultation with, make sure you email me and contact me by way of this phone number as well. I wasn't even on the screen with this phone number as well. Shout out to my man, Black Scorpion, as well as my man, Tevin Brown, Black Scorpion, with the $5 PayPal towards the Children's Cancer Foundation. And my man, Tevin Brown, with the $10 Cash App. I'm going to say Cash App for both towards the Children's Cancer Foundation. Once again, our goal is to hit $500 that will go towards the Children's Cancer Foundation, at least by the end of July. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys. Hold on, let me put this right here. There we go. All right, let me move this out of the way, and let's get back to the video, gentlemen. No, this right here.
In Florida, they could take you to jail because they feel like it.
True.
Then a couple weeks later, I get arrested for another situation. I still can't remember what those charges were for, but both of them were dropped because I didn't do nothing wrong. I had a cop in my city got shot, and I'm just trying to go into this project to go get my laptop from my computer. And because I won't tell this cop who shot this cop, yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear about this till I'm pulling up till you tell me. They was arresting everybody that was trying to get into this project. You know, at that point, one of my battle buddies called me and was like, "Hey, you ready to leave?" You ready to get out of there? And I'm like, man, he's showing me this pictures of his brand new GT 500 Mustang and his brand new Chevy truck. And to be honest, I'm thinking he's trying to get me to sell some dope or something. He's like, yo,
this can't be
I'm
real.
like, what? I'll do it. Let's go. Or whatever. Get out of here. You know, he's like, hey, listen, I'm gonna call you right back. He called me. He was like, hey, listen, call this lady, put your resume into this site. I do it. It wasn't even 24 hours. They had to call me back and was like, hey, you want to leave? You want a job? And I'm like, listen. They was like, when can you leave? I said, I could leave Friday. I mean, this was like Wednesday.
Right.
And it's like, listen, not that fast. I was like, listen, I'll get closed whenever I get to where I'm going. I need to go now. I just didn't like the situation back in Pensacola. And once you get that first paycheck, I was like, man, I wish I would have been doing this years ago. Years ago. You know how much money I would have if I would have started back in 2007 when they were really making the big bucks and they really was trying to get me to go contract. I didn't start in 2012.
Before he goes any further in regards to that, I met a sister on Black Planet. Remember all you guys that were around when Black Planet, the dating website was around? Shout out to you, Black Planet. I met a sister on Black Planet, right? And she was in the country for just a regular everyday sister from the States. She was in the country for a few weeks and she was like, hey, let's hook up, let's go hang out. I'm ready to do some freaky stuff. And I'm leaving the country. And I was like, what's going on? You leaving the country? She said, yes, I'm a government contract worker. Now we're talking about a sister that was not military at all. She told me a story. I'm just a regular sister. I found out about these government contract jobs. This was in 2007 when he talking about it. She said, I found out about these government contract jobs. She didn't say it as if, this is a funny part that got me. She could have changed my life. If she had only said, Andre, and you can do it too. But she didn't sell it like that. She just was talking about, what she was doing. Easy peasy jobs. No experience that she had. She had been doing it for 4 years. She was making in 2007, this everyday regular sister, she was beautiful from around the way. She wasn't a hoodie chick, but she was just from around the way, was making $150,000 a year in 2007 doing government contract jobs. That's the first time I had ever heard of government contract work. And this was, if you think about it, this was during the Bush administration with BlackRock, as well as with other government contract, the different wars that were taking place during the Bush administration. And these government contract jobs were available like crazy. But she didn't encourage me to do it, but she was talking about how she was doing it. So it is not far-fetched to think that back then, yeah, Black Planet was wild, man. Black Planet was wild. He said, I remember Black Planet. It was before MySpace and all that. Yes, it was. He said, you met a lot of chicks on there. Yes, sir. He said, but I got banned from it. They should have banned me from it, for real. But my point is, yes. Oh, I got KB. Oh, I got the link to KBR as well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I didn't put up the link to Holobrand, and that is who was George Bush's vice president at that time period. It wasn't Dick Cheney, was it? I know George Bush's vice president was over the military expenses, and he was a big position in. Oh, it was Dick Cheney. I was right. Dick Cheney was in charge of Holobrand government contracts. Dude, you talking about the money that was flowing into the vice president's pocket through this company, and they still are doing government contracting today. I remember when I met Ja, dude, this dude was telling me that guys were getting $150,000 a year to hand out towels for a regular towel for the showers for the military guys. He was telling me that one dude was getting paid. He worked in the laundry room. True story. Ja was telling me, the guy that we're watching right now, he was the VP of Halliburton just before he became VP. Thank you, Vice President. Thank you very much, brother. Ja said this. I'll never forget this. Ja was telling me the story of, he said, I know a dude that when it comes to government contracting, we're military. We're all military. This person is government contracting. You know what this dude job was? And he was making $75,000 a year. That we made sure that we signed our name on a list to use the washing machine. I'm going to say that again. As a government contractor, and this dude was not military, just a regular roundaway dude from the hood. He was getting paid $75,000 to make sure that the military dudes signed their name on a list before they used a washing machine. Ja was telling us about this in 2016, 2017. 2017, man, I met this brother. Robbing the bank for real. So when I met Ja, 10 years after I had met the sister, all of a sudden everything started coming together. So shout out to you guys. We're about to head to another website. I'm about to send you the link to another website. I got your back. So we got 10 websites we're going to be looking at tonight, gentlemen. So all you guys that got to get up in the morning, we're going to make this live stream. It's going to be 2 hours at least. Let's put it like this. I won't be talking too much. Here's the second website, because the guys are going to mention this one tonight. They're going to mention this one tonight. Here's the second website. We're going to look at this one. Let's pull it up on the screen. Screen share. Add the stage. Move me out the way. Bada bing, bada boom. This is the career path information right here. It says we are not just solving problems. We are engineering the future. And it's not about engineering. Global reach, these are all the places where they have job opportunities. All the places that they have jobs available internationally. Don't just apply for U.S. jobs if you know that you're going to leave the U.S. If you know that you're trying to get the heck out the U.S., don't be applying to these companies for U.S. jobs. You can. I'll say this again. You can. But do realize that $100,000, these guys are going to talk about this tonight. You get $100,000 or $75,000 job in the U.S., you know you're going to be taxed like crazy. That $100,000 job, that's why when women sit back and say, I need a man that's making $100,000. You do know a man that's making $100,000 is going to be taxed about 30% of that $100,000. You do know that, boo. You do know that I'm only making 75, 70. You do know that I'm stuck in the States paying $3,000 for a 3-bedroom or $1,000 or paying $2,000 for a 1-bedroom because I'm still stuck in the United States with my $100,000. In other words, if you're making $100,000, guys, in the States, you ain't making no damn money. So stop playing. So at the end of the day, don't apply for these international contracting jobs to be successful in the United States if you ain't leaving the United States. Now, if you don't plan on leaving the United States, you want to apply, yes, you can apply for these positions. You can apply. I'm not saying that you got to only be, what I'm saying is, yeah, I'm saying you a damn fool if you trying to apply for $100,000 job and you still in the United States. It's too dang expensive. You ain't making no money with 100,000. You ain't impressing nobody but your mom and your cousin and them by saying that you make 100,000 in the United States these days. The only thing that you're gonna get in the United States by saying you're making 100,000 in the United States is some coochie. That's it. That's it. No tax breaks, no nothing else. The only thing you get in the United States with $100,000 is some coochie. You're gonna impress some female enough to where she's gonna spread her legs and you can get the coochie. Other than that, man, tax is gonna eat you alive. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. He said, yes, sir. Give me $50,000, $60,000 overseas, and we're good. Absolutely correct. We talked about that on the last episode, guys, where we showed different countries and how much it costs to be in the top 10%, the top 10% of other countries, and it didn't take anything near $100,000. In many countries, it's like 40,000, 27,000, 50,000, 60,000. You're in the top 10% living a life of luxury in the other countries. Shout out to you. We looked at Thailand. Thailand was like, to be in the top 10% of Thailand was like 24, 25,000 a year. Or was it, I think it was either 24,000 a year or $43,000 a year in Thailand that we looked up last week. So even you dudes, we can't hear y'all. We can't hear y'all. I hope you can hear me. Yes, I'll do man, please. I said that years ago. If I had a choice between 200,000 in the States and 50, 60,000 overseas, give me overseas. Y'all can have y'all 200,000 in the States. That's that 200,000 gonna be eaten up so fast. So fast. Ja's gonna talk about 100,000 being eaten up in the States. He said you can still get paid paid to a U.S. bank like I do. Absolutely correct. Or need to work overseas. I get paid to a U.S. bank account, but because I'm not physically, this is important. I'm glad that you asked that question. Because I'm not physically in the United States 330 days of the year. This is important. So you have about a month to visit the United States, hang out with people and everything. If you're not physically in the United States 330 days of the year, I get my bank account is US bank account. When I need a certain amount of money, I send it to my Colombian bank account. Oh, we got to pay rent. Send it to the Colombian bank account. Oh, we got to make this insurance. Send it to most of the proceeds, Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, book sales, consultations, all that goes directly to the U.S. bank account. I've had a U.S. bank account from day one. I've never gotten rid of my U.S. bank account. But when I need certain proceeds in Colombia, instead of using my U.S. debit card, because I do have my U.S. debit card. So don't think that you come to another country, you don't have a debit card anymore. I've been here 7 years, and they ship me my debit card here from the United States, FedEx. I get my debit card like in 3 days. I'll say that again. When your debit card expires, like mine expires in 2026, I'm not worried. Why? Because my bank says, hey, Andre, your debit card is about to expire in about a month. We're going to send you yours by FedEx so you get it in a couple of days. Now, we're going to charge it to your bank account. We will charge it to your account. But, okay, cool. What's that, $20, $30? Charge to my bank account so I can get my new debit card in 3 or 4 days? I'll take that. To where you guys are in the States, to statistically 40% of all people making over $100,000 in the States, between $100,000 to $200,000 in the States, are living paycheck to paycheck because them taxes and that inflation is eating that $100,000 alive. So the only thing that you got with $100,000 to $200,000 in the States is bragging rights. That means, in other words, you can get some coochie because you could tell a chick, I make $100,000 a year. That's it. That's it. That's it. Because tax is going to eat up all that, and inflation going to eat up the rest. So don't act like you're making $100,000, you doing something big in the United States. I've made $100,000. I know what it's like. And you guys get destroyed between $100,000 and $200,000 in the States. And then statistics show that over 25% of you that make $250,000 a year in the States, your butt only you live paycheck to paycheck. 25% of Americans that make $250,000 a year, Doc, paying off your college debts, you live in paycheck to paycheck. So your $250,000 a year is only good for telling women, I make $250,000 a year, so them panties are dropped. In other words, some of you guys make only good money or use the title of I make good money to get some coochie, because that's the best that you get out of it, because tax is going to eat you alive. DJ says, he says, shout out to DJ Davis. He said facts. He's making all that money just to flex for a chick that don't even respect you. Is crazy talk. Crazy talk. He said, my sister is a doctor, and she said that shit ain't nothing. My boy, my best friend in the States, my dog, white dude, married a sister. The sister is from Jamaica. She's a doctor. Well, she's one of those doctors, like she goes around the world and do conferences for other doctors. You know how much her college debt is per month? $3,500. Nope. This woman's not just paying taxes. This sister, he married a sister. I mean, he pulled up at the job with her car. I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was Ferrari or what. This car was ahead of its time. Ferrari, in my mind, Ferrari, right? I mean, he pulled up to our job in her car. He was like, Dre, come on, let me take you for a ride. And it was the first time we was in the car with the satellite, so you could see where you're parking, and the satellite is looking down at your car, so you can see where you're parking at. This is the first time this came out back in the day. Man, listen. He told me she was paying $3,500 a month just to pay back his student loans. Back in the day, this before COVID, this before I left the country, this is back in the 2015, 2016. Back in the day. So make sure you guys take advantage of the links that I'm sharing, and the one that we're looking at right now, the job that we're looking at right now is this one here. So let's scroll up. Career path, early career. So they have information on the type of jobs that are available. Letting you guys know, and more. That's why I'm sharing 10 links. The reason why I'm sharing 10 links, because every job opportunity is not for everybody. These are international jobs. Then you have the About Us. Then you have the programs that they have available globally. All of this that's available. And since we're already here, guys, I'm going to click on another one, because Ja talks about Kuwait a lot. So let's go there. So this is Indeed.com for contract work in Kuwait. I'm going to drop this link as well. Some of you guys think of the Middle East, and you're thinking the stereotype that the United States shares. I'm going to tell you guys something, and I mentioned this for years. Don't ever, and I love the United States, my country, 'tis of thee. But I'm going to tell you something. There is not one country that you can trust our country to tell you the truth about. Our country lies about every country. Canada, we talk to you we talk about y'all just as greasy as we talk about Afghanistan. We talk about y'all as greasy as we talk about Pakistan and Israel. Israel, don't worry. You think we're your partners? We talk about you as bad as we talk about other countries as well. There is not one country except our country that we talk about good. Australia, we talk about everything from snakes to sharks. Don't go to Australia. It's too hot. It's too poisonous. Don't go to New Zealand. Ain't nothing but woods and exotic animals that's going to get you. Don't go to Asia. Don't go to no parts of Asia. China, Japan, all of it is the enemy. Why you want to go to Mexico? Because Mexico's trying to come. Name one country that our country, 'tis of thee, show some love to. Not a one. Not Russia, not Poland, not France. We don't show love to Sweden, Switzerland, Iceland, New Zealand. We don't give we already on TikTok battling between UK and the United States. We show no love to no country. My point is, don't you ever wait for our country, 'tis of thee, to show love to or tell you the truth about another country. So when I tell you, and Ja and all these guys tell you about Kuwait jobs or jobs in the Philippines or jobs in Thailand with government contracting, stop thinking with the mentality of what you've been programmed, and I was programmed too, to think about other countries. There's not one country that our country, 'tis of thee, tells you the truth about. Not one. You can't name a one country, not one. It ain't one country, not a one. Germany? Nope. They don't tell you that Germany is a superpower. Hell no, they don't tell you Germany is a superpower. They don't tell you nothing about what, Spain? The only countries that they halfway tell you the truth about are impoverished, like super, super impoverished countries. Other than that, you ain't gonna get no truth out of our country, 'tis of thee. So let's go back to the links. I just want you guys to hear that, because when you guys hear me say Kuwait, you're going to hear what Ja has to say, because he's been doing contract work off and on in Kuwait and other locations around the world for over 10 years. I'm going to say this again. This brother's been doing this for 10 years, living his best life, stacking his money. We're talking about a brother that left the United States with a 300 credit score. Now, he said, I'll never be in debt again because of contract work and not listening to our country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land, yeah. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Man, they've been selling that. We've been singing that song since kindergarten, 3rd grade, 2nd grade. Remember in school? You practice singing that song. Land where the pilgrims died, land of our fathers' pride. Verse number 2. You've been programmed since you was a kid to think everybody else is ish. That's not true. For all you guys that think that I only love Colombia, that's not true. I love everywhere. Every country, whether we like it or not, has made this planet what it is today. Whether it was positive, whether it was negative, but it all helped us bring this planet to the point of where it is today. Yeah, man, I remember learning that, and we was messing it all up. My kid, you little kid, they snag-a-tooth. Sweetland, Sweetland, not Sweetland, but Sweetland, Sweetland of leisure. Let's get ready to go back to the video, guys. But I want to go back to this website, the second website that we're showing right here. And these are job in Kuwait, online sales executive. Who does sales? Do you think that an individual that is a personal trainer, he does sales? In Kuwait, another contract job, collections officer, sales executive, a counter agent, a specialist, senior contract manager, a school counselor starting in August 2025. These are all contract positions, gentlemen. All these are contract jobs. This is the website that Kuwait Indeed. Contract jobs in Kuwait, the cities. So I'm going to drop the link one more time, gentlemen. Shout out to my man Men's Daily in the building, as well as my man Comethus in the building. Shout out to you. Let's go back to the video, gentlemen. Like I said, we just looked at 3 links. So we looked at let's go back. We looked at the clearance job. We looked at Amitum, and we looked at the Kuwait link. So we got 7 more to go, gentlemen. We got 7 more to go, and I'm going to be dropping them throughout the night. Once again, once this live stream comes to an end tonight, immediately, there is no playback. This is only going to go on to the Patreon. So make sure if you want to support this channel and the information that we share, make sure that you go to the Patreon, gentlemen, and support Love Crossing Borders, because our job is to support you by helping you find love across borders or fall in love with the borders that you cross. And so this information is going to be on the Patreon for you guys to take advantage of. So make sure you support the channel. Let's go back to the video.
Tail end of the big money, and once I got accustomed to not really having no responsibilities, I felt more like I was back in the military, because you're working with people who go through the same stuff as you. Most of the people you're working with were prior service, or they were either military brats. Cost of living was so low. I'm just stacking money. I didn't really have nothing to spend it on. And I started contracting in September 2012.
Shout out to Jay.
I probably had about $30,000 worth of debt. Ain't even gonna lie. I paid everything off by December. I took a nice vacation to Dubai for Christmas. And at that point, because
he said before he started doing government contract work, he was $30,000 in debt, paid it off by that December, and took a vacation.
I was supposed to go back to the States. I had signed enlistment. Well, I was about to sign enlistment to go into the Air Force. And the recruiter called me. He's like, "Hey, man, we got all your waivers signed by the general. Ready for you to sign your enlistment." I'm like, "Man, I'm on my way to Kuwait, man. I'm literally on the tarmac right now." He said, "Okay, well, I can hold it off for a year." And I'm thinking, okay, I'll just stack some money, pay off my debt, stack some money. I'll come back in a year. A year later, he called me. He's like, "Yo, you ready? You ready now?" And I'm like, "Man, I think I'm gonna need 1 more year."
Right.
He's like, "Okay, I can extend it 1 more year." The next year he called me. I was like, "It's not gonna happen, man. I have to go back to doing PT in the morning, only having 2 weeks of vacation time, and the check gonna be kind of small." I was like, I'm gonna stick with this. And then I've been in it for like 10, 11 years now.
Man, that time flies. Somebody asked a question to you. Shout out to Nasty Time. Nasty Time says, "Can we still go work overseas?" He said, "I did 11 years in the Army."
Yeah. The brother, one of the other brothers that was on here, he said something about networking.
Yeah, Will.
I learned networking from my best friend growing up, his mom. That was her thing, was talking to any and everybody. If she was at a red light, she's going to speak to the guy in the motorcycle next to us. And next thing you know, she's invited to the governor's mansion. That's the thing. Contracting is the same way. It's a little bit about what you know and more about who you know. Yesterday, I had
Don't forget that. He said it's not about what you know, more about who you know in networking with. Remember, one thing that's going to be a common theme in these interviews with these gentlemen, you're going to notice that somebody introduced somebody who introduced somebody. It wasn't nothing slick. It wasn't nothing like, "Do I got the hookup?" It was about, "Did you know?" And I didn't know about that. Really? Well, let me tell you about it. Most of these dudes, when it came to their network, whether it was Ronan, whether it was my man Fearless Travels, Adrian, good dude. Make sure you guys subscribe to Fearless Travels. And shout out to his wife. It's almost time for her. I think it's about time for her to give birth to the baby, their first child. Shout out to my man Ja. And Ja's not a content creator. He's this dude, and I'm telling you, this dude is the Thailand receipt. Before there was Richie Mack, before there was Chocolate Man, before a lot of dudes that you know that are content creators in Thailand, this dude is and was, not just was, but is Mr. Thailand. Nobody's got connections like this dude, like Ja in Thailand. When I first got ready to interview him, he said, Dre, I don't want to talk about Thailand. I said, bro, I'm not even here to ask you about Thailand. I say, I'm here to talk to you about the government contract work. Can I interview you for that? Because there are so many dudes that are doing Thailand right now that he feels like, it's enough out there. I don't want to be involved in that. I said, brother, I didn't come to you for that. I've been listening to you tell us in the WhatsApp groups, get into government contracts, get into contract work, get into contract work. Nobody is listening. I say, brother, I got a whole slew of dudes that watch us on YouTube now since I've been knowing you in 2017, 2016. I said that would love to hear your story about government contract work, especially for us civilians, especially for us dudes that weren't even military. We want to know, can I do it? So that's why I put this together. So realize Ja knows a lot about Thailand, and he knows a lot about government contract work. This is his going on 10th to 11th year anniversary of government contract work. So shout out to him. So yeah, but he's going to mention what his job was, Ellis. So he's definitely going to tell you what his contract job was and what his jobs were. And if I'm not mistaken, he's going to tell it. He's going to tell it. Let me get out you guys' way. Let me pull these gentlemen back up.
My mentor called me. He's like, yo, man, I got like 3 jobs right now. I can put you in right now.
First of all, let me go back for a second, gentlemen. I'm sorry. He said his mentor called him. And shout out to my man, Dollars and Bills. I like that name. Shout out to you, brother, for the $50. What up, Doe? Them Detroit boys saying what up, Doe?
Back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Don't play with them Detroit men. You know how they get. You know how they get. Shout out to you being in the building. Thank you very much for the $50. Like I said, our goal is $500 to go towards the Children's Cancer Foundation. Doesn't have to be tonight, but our ending goal will be like toward the end of January. We want to give to the Children's Cancer Foundation. We've been doing this every year. Last year, it was $4,300 we gave. The year before, it was $1,700 we gave. This is what the Children's Cancer Foundation here is in Cali, Colombia. They always say we come to Colombia to take, but a lot of us do a lot of great things in Colombia, as well as DR, as well as Southeast Asia, as well as in Africa, as well in other parts of the world. The Children's Cancer Foundation here in Cali, Colombia is like the Ronald McDonald House in the United States. For those of you that don't understand what the Ronald McDonald House in the United States does, the Ronald McDonald House, what they do is they house families near the hospital where their child or children are battling cancer. A lot of children, a lot of families can't afford St. Jude Hospital. St. Jude Hospital is free in the States, right? Well, where are the families going to live while the kids are in St. Jude? Ronald McDonald's houses provide homes, and they provide homes and food, as well as other things for families while their young person is battling cancer at St. Jude and other cancer locations around the United States. That's what they do here in Cali, Colombia. That's who we donate to. Colombia's version of the Ronald McDonald House, when these people coming from small towns in different locations, you have to be a person that's from outside of Cali, that come from different locations from around Colombia. their young person is battling cancer at the hospital, where is the family supposed to live while they're in Cali or while they're in Medellin or while they're in Cartagena or in Bogota? They have these houses available for free for the families. How they make their money? Through donations, through our donations and the donations of others. That's why we joined with them 2 to 3 years ago, because we know that the families need to be taken care of while the young person is battling cancer. So that's what we do. We don't want to be known as the passport bros, always come to take stuff, but they never come to give stuff. Just like Taylor Made Dreams and all the passport bros and the expats that are in DR, or that like Taylor Made Dreams when he was in DR, they not only donated to, but they also adopted an orphanage for 9 years. They adopted an orphanage, made sure that they had everything. If that orphanage needs something, those brothers in DR provided it. And then lately, over the last couple of years, when those young people turn 18, they raise money for the first year of college for those kids that were in the orphanage and were leaving the orphanage, and they paid for their first 6 months of housing, and they paid for their first year of college in DR. Don't tell me that passport bros and expats don't do anything in other countries. We got brothers in Cartagena raising money right now to make sure that young people are able to go after their dreams, even in Cartagena, Colombia. So that's why we give towards the Children's Cancer Foundation here in Cali, Colombia. So shout out to you guys who are giving by way of Cash App and PayPal and are joining the Patreon. Shout out to my man Don in the building, who is the sponsor of the night. Don has donated $100 for the Children's Cancer Foundation. Appreciate the love, Don. Appreciate you. Once again, we got my man Black Scorpion and my man Tevin Brown, who have donated $5 and $10. Appreciate you, gentlemen. Like I said, we don't need a whole 500 tonight, but we like to have and hit that goal and beyond by the end of January. And we every year we donate it live on the show, so you guys get to see us donating. And then when we receive that letter in a couple of days that says thank you for donating and blah 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 blah, we will show you that letter of where your monies went to. So it's not just, hey, okay, I donated, but maybe they gave it, maybe they didn't. You'll get a chance to actually see us because we do it live on the show with the donation. Shout out to all you guys. The Ronald McDonald House is the truth. There is a close one where I'm at. He said, usually for families that have a place for them to praise for them to relative with experiencing long-term care in any medical situations. Why am I so thank you very much, Men's Daily. Absolutely correct. Why am I so advocate about this? Because when I was a kid, I was 7 years old. I was hit by a car that came around the blind side of me as I was running across the street. All the roads were clear. My grandmother was right there. She said, Andre, run across the street. She didn't realize a car was speeding past a red light, came around the corner on Van Dyke, down the street from Aretha Franklin's father's church, where she recorded many of her famous gospel songs. The car came around the corner from my grandmother's blind side, speeding. I come across the street, hits me. I don't get knocked in the air. I get sucked up under the car. I get drugged down the street. They literally, like a cartoon, had to crank the car up, turn the car on its side. True story. Turn the car on its side, peel me off of the bottom of the car like a cartoon. I spent 3 years in Children's Hospital in Detroit, Michigan. Shout out to the Detroit boys.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
I spent 3 years in Children's Hospital in Detroit, Michigan. We have the technology. We can rebuild him. I had a titanium knee before there were titanium knees. Some of you guys wonder how I got that mark on the side of my head. That was part of it. I got 3rd-degree burns on my back. So anytime you guys who have seen me at a beach, or you see me, any guy that most people have never seen me with my shirt on, I got 3rd-degree burns in my back from being peeled off of the bottom of a car. So when it comes to, and it were so many people that supported my mom and my brother and my sister while I was in the hospital for 3 years. That's why I'm such an advocate for children's families when they're going through something, because I've been there as well. Shout out to my man Lee Majors, the $6 million man. Yeah, that guy said, Dre, you really need to write that story about your life, because you've been through a lot. But at the end of the day, I survived it by the grace of God. A bunch of surgeries. I used to have a wheelchair when the wheelchair was long and your legs laid straight out. You know, we all used to the short wheelchairs where you bend your legs. There used to be wheelchairs where your legs stay straight out because you can't bend your legs. So yeah, okay, let's get ready to go back to the video. So shout out to all you guys that are supporting by way of PayPal and Cash App. But let's go back to the video because this is very important information that they're sharing. And Ja is talking about how he got started in it.
And you're good. And I was like, I don't want to go back to Germany. The jobs are out there. In fact, I would go to say there's more jobs available now than there was 5 to 10 years ago. Because like I said, when I came in 2012, it was kind of the end of that big money wave. There was people having regular jobs. I mean, at the MWR, Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Center, they're the ones who have the computer labs, they run the gym, stuff like that. It was people getting paid $65,000 a year just to pass out towels.
Shout out to my man Black Nubian on PayPal with the $20. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you very much with the $20 donation.
There's no skill involved. You just, as people come in the gym, you hand them a towel. And you take the towel back when they leave the gym. And that's $65,000 a year, tax-free. Most skilled jobs are paying around one something. The stuff with medium skills, $150. A highly skilled job, $200, $240 easy. And that started coming down around in the 2012, 2013 time frame. So you have people who have been making $200, $300 something a year for 10 years. These people are millionaires, and they don't really have bills. So now the money they start paying less and less for these jobs. These people like, well, I don't want to do the same job I've been doing for, if I've been making $200,000 a year to do this job, I'm not going to do it for $100. So it let a new wave of people come in.
So now you guys are the new wave of people. Quiet Storm, can you do me a favor, brother? Could you drop the link to MWR and USO? Could you drop those links if you could, or if anybody that knows what the links are to those, so we can share them tonight? That would put us at 12 websites to be able to share, because I'm going to share a couple more. We shared 3. I'll be sharing 2 more in a few moments after Ja finished telling his story of the fact that the money is not the $200,000 money anymore, but there are a lot of job opportunities that are available. And we talked about this earlier, gentlemen. We talked about the fact that, listen, I don't even need to make $200,000 a year to live in Thailand in the top 10%. Give me 50, 60. Give me 70, and I'm good for the rest of my life, because you're going to be stacking that money. Here's the part that guys don't realize that Ja and the other gentlemen are going to continue to talk about. There are so many tax breaks when you are making money and you're not geographically located in the States. Yes, you're a U.S. citizen. Yes, you got your family and your friends back home. Yes, according to your passport, you have to file taxes. But there are so many many tax breaks that the U.S. government gives you because they don't want you to be having to deal with double taxation. I'm going to say this again. They didn't make this for the brothers. They made this for all their corporate cronies. All these tax breaks that we can take advantage of really were technically made for the corporate cronies, but we can take advantage of them. They're just regular day, everyday tax breaks for people that aren't geographically located in the United States for 330 days of the year. So for about a little bit over a month, you can go visit the United States and you got to worry about your taxes being messed up. In other words, you get to keep most of your money, if not all of your money. I always say this, guys, don't statistically, 98% of expats don't owe taxes. We file taxes. Yes, we don't. You owe taxes. We file taxes. Our tax breaks are so. I looked it up the other day. Did you know that in 2026, when I first came out of Colombia, came out of the United States, the tax break, just the tax excursion, is one tax break was $98,000. Do you know in 2025, when I file taxes this up and coming year, it's $126,000. Do you know that in 2026, it is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, $140,000 that I get on the tax? That means, Theo, the first $140,000 of any money that you make, as long as you're not geographically located in the United States for 330 days a year, the first $130,000 is tax-free. Most expats don't make $140,000. I said 130, but $140,000 a year. Why? We don't need $130,000 a year. You caught that? You need $130,000 a year because they're going to eat you up with taxes. When you are in Bali, when you are in Colombia, when you are in Brazil, when you are in parts of Tanzania, when you are in Philippines or Thailand, you don't need $120,000 a year or $40,000 a year to be able to be in the top 10. So if you're making, in other words, this is the threshold of taxation for 2026, $140,000 a year. That means your whole, if you make $98,000, all of that is tax-free. If you make $110,000, tax-free. You make $43,000, all of it is tax-free, except for if you live in a tax state. So only thing you're paying is your FICA, Social Security, and you're paying for your state tax. But I'm from Florida, and some of you guys from Texas, some of you Wyoming boys, Nevada boys, Delaware boys, in a few other states, we don't pay no taxes, state taxes. So our proceeds are tax-free. While you guys are still stuck in the States trying to make 100,000 to impress some chicks, and that 100,000 is being destroyed by taxes. That's what Ja is talking about. Let's get ready to go back to the video. And then we're going to hit some links. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Make sure you guys take advantage of this. Have video games and everything. So there we go. So for all you guys that are interested in this information, take advantage. Dude, tonight is a night you better have a pen in your hand, because I'm telling you, this live stream is going to be shut down off of this channel. This particular stream is going to be shut down off this channel the moment that we say goodnight and we show the cowgirls. I'm going to download it to Patreon. And if you're not part of the Patreon, you won't be able to see this particular video and all the information and all the links. You will not see this again. Shout out to Theo. Shout out to Theo being here. I appreciate this, man, more than you realize. David said, yeah, and food. He said they used to throw some events as well. Shout out to you, brother. let's go back to the live stream. Let's go back to the live stream of these gentlemen sharing their information. Right.
You know, and it's even more now. So it's a lot more job vacancies now. Plus, you got these wars, so they're about to kick off, and the military and these companies, they're preparing for that. They're open.
Once again, this video is only 6 months old. We showed this video in July. We're showing it again to give you guys another opportunity to take serious what these guys were sharing. Once again, shout out to my man Theo Wolf in the building.
They're opening up new bases all in Germany and Poland. They about to open Philippines back up. There's so many jobs available.
Saw Ronan's face. I just saw Ronan's face.
All over the place.
They opening up the Philippines again, huh?
Yeah.
Just dropped the link.
That's what I'm trying to get on.
Your spots. Boy, that's your part of the country, part of the world for life.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great life. I've been trying to get my daughter. My daughter's about to be 21 in November, and I'm like, I just can't understand. Like, hey, listen, you be under 21 and you be making more money than everybody in your family. I'm like, if you do what I tell you to do right now, by the time you're 32, you'll be a millionaire. You know, but people don't listen. My daughter, like to say, my daughter, she won't listen. Some of it's people scared to go out there. You know, when I first went to Kuwait, everybody was asking me, "Oh man, you're going back to the Middle East, man. You got Al Qaeda and all the other
that's right, Dave.
terrorists out there, and the Muslims." And I'm like, they put me in a skyrise. I had never been in a building. I probably had never been in a building other than like the Crown Hotel in Pensacola. I had never been over like the 7th floor. That was like Pensacola. It's not like we don't have that.
Come on.
So when they put me, they like, this is your condo, and you're on the 18th floor, and it's got granite floors and marble countertops. I'm like, this is me, and y'all are paying for this. And I look out the balcony, and it's like Rolls Royce, Bentley, Lamborghini, Mercedes, G-Wagons all up the block. And I'm telling people, I'm not in no danger.
This is when he first got to Kuwait. I'm
not. In the malls, the Middle East, the malls, oh my God. They have real gold in overlaid in the floor. They got Swarovski, how do you say that word, crystals in the chandeliers in the malls. Like it's great living. You know, they got everything. I'm like, there ain't nobody shooting each other. There's, you know, you go to the mall in the Middle East, and all the Jordans people trying to kill each other. In America, sitting on the walls collecting dust.
I see you shake your head, Fearless. Do you have an experience in that part of the world? Because you've been in a lot of countries.
Yeah, but I know some friends who, I know a guy who was a police officer. He left, and I think that this was when they were doing the military, I guess, security over there. He was just doing security. And he was making $130,000 a year. So as a police officer, he was making 50. He went over there and made 130. And I'm almost sure it was like tax free. And I also know a guy that was doing, and this, look, Dubai or places like that. Don't think you have to be in military service or anything. There were guys who were like construction workers. Like, I'm a mason, I'm this. They were going across to Dubai making a killing. And they weren't, you know, I guess you didn't have to pay taxes. It was all tax free while you were living there. And they just made a killing. And they put in their mind that they were going to do like 5 years or something like that. And they figured in that 5 years, you know, because you're going to get taxed at 30% here in the States. And that 5 years was like working 15 years in the United States. So they say, I'm going to do 5 years. I got savings. They still gave me a per diem for food. I was great. And they come back and they got all this money. And they still got a skill level because they've been working.
Yeah. Right.
Here's the thing about something about wealth and living. You know, It's not, in my opinion, it's not no fact, it's just my opinion. It's not just about how much you actually make. Because the person making, there could be a person making, and I can give you a prime example. I had a job making $100,000 a year. I had a cousin that lived in LA. My boss said, "Hey, listen, your cousin got this skill. Tell him I give him a job right now, 100,000." I call him. He said, "I make that right here in LA." I say, "But you don't get to keep that 100,000."
Right.
We both make $100,000 a year. Mine is tax free.
Exactly.
You paying probably about $30-some thousand in taxes off the top.
Plus
Now
sales tax, plus state tax, plus
Yep.
property tax.
you're below 70 off the rip. I have a nice condo, and they're paying for all the utilities.
All expenses.
Your rent his rent was like $2,800 a month plus his utilities.
Mhm.
So how much that is? So now he definitely under 50, under 40.
Right.
They pay for my transportation to and from work. He got to pay just to park his car, like $300-400 a month just to park his car, plus gas, plus insurance. Now he's probably under 30.
Yep.
Then you got insurance. My insurance, if anybody know what Seiko Gold is, it's better than TRICARE. You pull out that gold credit card, that gold insurance card, and whatever paperwork they put in front of you, they just pull it on back and say, "What would you like done?" You can literally go schedule your own MRI. You don't even need a doctor's note for it. I used to do it. Like, you know what? I think I need a CAT scan. Whole body. Make sure I got no cancer.
Whole body scan. Yep.
And then food. My food's gonna be a lot cheaper than his food. At the end of the year, he'd be lucky if he saved $5.
Right.
Before, just personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like when you contract them, all you got to do is bring your toothbrush and buy some toilet paper. And it depends on the contract you got. Some contracts, they may even give you a food allowance or a clothing allowance, or whatever you negotiate or whatever that contract's allowed. But regardless, our $100,000 wasn't the same.
Right.
Because at the end of the year, if I really wanted to, I could have kept 95. If I really pressed it out, I could have kept 95 of my 100.
Wow.
Right.
He'd be lucky to keep 5 of his 100. So it's about how much you make and the cost of living and where you at, you know.
Before he goes any further, I got a question from my man. Shout out to man Smooth Life once again. Question from Craig. Shout out to Craig being in the building. Craig says this of the Thomas family, first of his name. Craig says this. He said, "Can you explain the tax incentives for not being in the U.S. for more than 330 days?" Why, yes, my brother, I can do that. Let me show you right here. Let me do a screen share. Let you see exactly what add the screen. Let me move your statement out of the way. Right here, IRS, gentlemen. Can't get any better than that, but we're going to go to other websites as well. It is called the Foreign Earned Income Exclusion. That's the actual technical name from the IRS of our tax break. One of them. I'll say this again. This is just one of our breaks that we get. This is not all the tax breaks that we get. This is just one of them. It says right here, limit exclusion amount. The maximum foreign earned income tax exclusion amount is adjusted annually. Just like Social Security gets a cost of living adjustment more, just like the military or veterans get a cost of living adjustment that goes up every year based on inflation, right? We who are expats, who live outside the United States, we get the same thing by way of tax breaks. To whereas military, you get more money by way of inflation. Is those who are on Social Security, cost of living adjustment, you get more money based on inflation. We as expats, we don't get more money, we get more tax breaks. That's what the foreign, mean being in a foreign country, earned, mean I earn my money income, I earn my income in a foreign country, exclusion. So it says for the tax year of 2023, the maximum foreign earned income exclusion is lesser than the foreign income earned of in 2023. It was $120,000 per qualifying person. For 2024, the maximum exclusion amount is, meaning when I file my taxes this year, it's going to be $126,500 for 2024 taxes. So if I've made up to $124,500, all that money is free. All I had to do was file taxes and then file the extra form, which is the foreign earned tax credit form. Y'all don't file that. Why? You in the United States, you don't file nothing but your regular taxes and get your regular breaks. Let's continue on. If two individuals are married and both work abroad and meeting either the bona fide test or the physical test. Bona fide test means that you have a job outside the United States. There's proof that you've been living outside the United States, but you have to come home for the United States for more than 30 days. Or in other words, you're here longer than 300 and you're there long enough, longer than 330 days. Meaning that you might be there for 2 months or maybe 6 months. But technically, the job that you work is outside the country. That means that you are proof that even though I'm in the States for maybe 4 or 5 months, my job that I'm doing is outside of the United States. So you still get that tax break. So that means that you're not physically outside the United States. You are by career or by job outside of the United States. So you have that opportunity. But for most of us, ours is the test that is the physical presence test, meaning physically, I am not in the States for 330 days of the year. Therefore, I am eligible for the tax break. Each one can choose the foreign earned income tax exclusion. That's the name of it. He said together, if you're a couple, together, think about it, a family living outside the United States for a year, together, they can exclude as much as $253,000 free for the year 2024 tax year. That does not include the expense tax. For my rent, I get a tax break. My utilities, tax break. Insurance on my car, tax break. I get a U.S. tax break on everything. All this equipment, tax break. Oh yeah, all the studio. Yeah. This is tax break. This $1,000 camera, tax break. These lights are here, tax break. The lights that you see behind you, I get a tax break. Or all the utilities that it takes to keep this running, I get a tax break. You got to pay your utilities. For 2023, the housing, see how I said that? The housing amount limitation is $36,000 for, don't worry about it, 2024, when I file my taxes for housing in another country, I get $37,950 tax break. Brothers, it don't cost me $37,000 a year for this 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, all utilities. Brothers, I only pay $800 a month with all utilities, Wi-Fi and everything. Bro, it don't cost me for my car insurance and me and Andrea's medical insurance and everything. It don't cost me. What is it? $37,950 a year. That means I haven't even hit the threshold of the tax break that I get. So all my apartment is tax-free. And we just talked about, I got and for the year 2024, $126,000 per person because I'm in the United States 330 days of the year, or my job is outside of the United States technically. And let's look up for the year 2026, 2025. Let's see what they got for us. Because I already saw it. 2024, 2025. Can we get some love for the 2025? Why keep making a mistake? My bad. Okay, cool. 2025. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a tax break I love to see. 2025. So when I file taxes next year, not next year, you already know I get 126,000, right? All of us get 126,000 as expats. We're talking about 2026. So when I filed for 2025, I thought it was 140, but actually it's 130. So in 2024 tax, for 2025, we get $130,000 tax break. That means if I make up to $130,000, that's tax free, not including on top of that all the housing expenses. So that might be up to $40,000 next year. So if you put it all together, I'm looking at about $170,000 tax free. The average expat doesn't need $140,000 a year. That's why 98% of expats don't owe taxes. We have to file taxes according to our passports. Hopefully Trump does what he says he's going to do, take away taxation from expats, having to file taxes. We don't owe no taxes. We don't drive on your roads. We don't go to your schools. Our kids don't go to your schools. Why are we having to file taxes if you're giving us all these tax breaks not to pay taxes anyway? Right? Now, there is a form that we have to fill out when you're an expat. Y'all ready? There is a form that you have to fill out. It is called let me separate that. The fbar. No, not that bar, but the fbar. Okay, there we go. Hope you guys can see that. Now, the fbar is a form on your bank account that we all got to fill out. How much money did you have in your U.S. and your foreign bank account? The United States is nosy. So who needs to fill out an fbar? If you're an expat, you mostly have to fill out a foreign account form. That's what it is, a foreign account, meaning your foreign bank account. They already know it's in your American bank account. Your foreign bank account. They want to know how much money you put in there. Expats are required, according to our passports, we're required to file taxes, even though we don't owe taxes, 98% of us. But all of us are required to fill out a fbar form. How much went, in my case, how much went into your Colombian bank account this year? How much did you put off in there? America's just nosy. They can't do nothing with it. They can't do nothing about it, but they're just being nosy about your money in another bank account. To report financial interest, in other words, ownership or signature or authority of a bank account or an account located in a foreign financial, in other words, institution, In other words, your money in a foreign bank. America is just being nosy. They don't tax you on it. They don't want to know nothing else about it. They just want you to tell how much money you had in your other bank account outside the United States. We want to know. It's one of the few countries that actually have you fill out a form every year on what's in your bank account in another country. You ain't got to do it for your American bank account. Y'all ain't got to do that. Have you ever filled out a form in America for your American bank account? Ever? Never? I know. But we as foreigners, we as expats who have a foreign bank account have to fill out that form every year because America is so nosy. It's not a tax form. We don't owe America no money. It's just the fact that America is just being nosy. So I hope that answered your question in regards to that. He said, then you take some money and invest that in the Magnificent Seven investments. Yes, sir. Shout out to my man David. Shout out to you guys. Continue to support the channel. I hope this information has been helpful to you, gentlemen, this evening. He says, and at the end of the live stream, the video will be deleted. He let you guys know. Shout out to my man Tevin. It will be deleted from YouTube. So if you're not taking notes or you're not downloading the links that we've been sharing tonight, I'm telling you guys, the only way that you're going to get it is through Patreon. Here's the one from Kuwait. And here's the one from, here we go. The other one we looked at from Amitram. Here's the other one from, and I'm about to show one more right now, guys. Actually, I'm going to show two more. We got 10 in all. Here's clearance right here, clearance jobs. Let's look at one more. Actually, let's look at two more that I have scheduled for us. We looked at clearance. We looked at oh, yeah, this is another one. This is a really good one. This is a really good one. Let me share that on screen. There we go. Bose Allen Hamilton. This is a very well-known job bank for those that are looking for careers in different locations. These are the careers. They have job search, job banks. I'm telling you guys, they have a video available for you guys to look at.
At Booz Allen, we can make the world a better place.
And it all starts with you.
The work opportunities at Booz Allen are limitless. We have worked with government, we have worked with commercial.
We do some very hard engineering work that most people don't even know exists.
You have so much opportunity to come in and make a difference.
If you work at Booz Allen, you will find incredible diversity, incredibly talented people working in very challenging problems.
We come from all walks of life.
At Booz Allen, we really adopt our client's mission as our own.
It's really a purpose and values-driven firm.
The world needs our intelligence, our curiosity, our innovation.
Even though I left the Navy, coming to Booz Allen still allowed me to continue to support our national security.
The saying, the world can't wait, means that we have to be ahead of everyone and be the best that we can possibly be.
I tell people all the time that people that are successful at Booz Allen are genuinely curious people who want to challenge themselves.
Come join our workforce in consulting,
technology,
and defense.
Be the future.
Work with us.
The world can't wait.
And right here, they take military talent, university talent, resources that are available, different events they have, locations where they are around the world. They are global. They are in the United States. They are in Indo-Pacific. They are in Europe. So if a person's looking for a job outside of the United States, I want to say this. Some of you guys got to realize this. Some of you guys are making a big mistake. You think stacking your money in the United States and paying taxes on top of that stacked money is the way to do it. I ain't mad at you because that's how I learned to do it too. When you leave the United States, just like Ja did, and some of the other guys you're going to see on this live stream, these guys left the United States and they're telling stories about people that are stacking their money. I just showed you how to get the tax benefits I just showed you the tax benefits. That doesn't include, dude, do you know how many tax benefits we get as expats? Man, it's like 5 levels every year. It's not just the 2 levels I showed you where it's like the housing expenses and then the tax excursion expense of $126,000. Dude, I get 5 levels of tax breaks. You get 5 to 7 levels of tax breaks when you are not geographically, or your job is not geographically located in the United States. Now, that doesn't mean that you can live in the States and have a job overseas, you get all these tax breaks. No, you're trying to get out the United States, because even though you get tax breaks, you still got inflation to deal with. So don't be crazy. So at the end of the day, there are so many opportunities that are out here. This is what Theo was trying to train many of us to do. Shout out to Theo Wolf. He's training us to be able to be in a position that we can basically take jobs that are in the States or take advantage of job opportunities in other geographical locations eventually. I personally, I'm giving you the hookup. Y'all ready? And I mean this. I would rather spend 4 to 5 years doing these contract jobs, stacking my money in countries that I don't, because I'm living in countries, they're paying for my housing in some really nice areas. They're paying for all my utilities. I get a food voucher and everything when I'm a contract worker. I'm stacking my money because I don't live in the States and not getting tax crazy. I would rather do that for 5 years and move to the country of my dreams than to cry because I don't like Kuwait. You ain't never been to Kuwait. They want me to take a job in Poland for 5 years. You ain't never been to Poland. How the hell you know how you gonna be in Poland with them tall, blonde, blue-eyed, fine, big booty white girls? How you know? They want me to take a job in Germany. Bruh, if you could do that job for 5 years in Germany and they throwing you 6 figures tax-free, but you would rather complain and cry about what's taking place in the United States with the women in the politics community, that's the part that makes Ja and Rolling Travelers and my man Fearless Travels, I said Fierce, but Fearless Travels, disappointed and upset with men. I'm gonna say this again. Not with women, not with Americans, not with Canadians, because you can do these jobs from anywhere. So all you guys that are from other countries that are watching us, you can do these jobs too. You can apply for these jobs too. You don't have to be military. You don't have to be American. You can apply for these jobs too, and many of you are getting the jobs because Americans are doing this. They're too lazy and too scary. I'll say this again. The scariest people I have ever seen on this planet are Americans. We scared of every damn thing. We scared to do anything if it's not located in our country. If it's not located in our country, we won't do it. I know, dude, Wu-Tang Clan ain't dropped the album since when? Them dudes are superstars around the world. Super, dude, a Wu-Tang Clan concert in the States, they'll sell up a nice little spot. Wu-Tang Clan is filling up arenas around the world. Why? Because they ain't scared. You guys are the same way. There are so many opportunities for you around the world, but America has taught you to do one thing: be scared of leaving the matrix. And that's why you in there. You can come with all this, America's greater. If America's so bad, why are everybody's not coming to America? Poor people are coming to America. Get it right. You got a few people that are middle class from other countries that are coming to America, from Canada and UK and Switzerland. But 90% of the people that's coming to America are broke and broken. So stop acting like it's like the greatest scientists of all times and the greatest businessmen are coming to America. No, the greatest businessmen in Colombia are not leaving Colombia. The greatest scientists in Colombia are not leaving Colombia. The greatest architects, the greatest accountants, the greatest businessmen, the greatest politicians, the greatest nurses, the greatest dentists are not leaving Colombia, are not leaving Thailand, are not leaving Africa to come to the United States. They're making too much money in their home country to leave their home country to try to get to the United States. Ain't nobody doing that ish. The greatest doctors in Venezuela are not leaving Venezuela to come to the United States. They good. Argentina, they good. Tanzania, South Africa, the best doctors are the best doctors. They could have been left Tanzania or South Africa. Why didn't they? Because they are the best of the best. I don't give a damn about being average in the United States. If they could be great in their home country. You have been sold a lie. You have been sold a lie. Everybody's not trying to get to our country. Everybody's not trying to get to our country. Shout out to T-Mac, just arrived to Bogota 30 minutes ago. Shout out to you, brother. I know you're going to have a good time. I like Bogota. I don't care when nobody say I like Bogota. It's cold every once in a while, but I like it. So much to do in Bogota, so much good to eat. Gotta love the European snow buddies. Man, listen, I had my plenty of, man, if I follow Umar, man, you know how much beautiful, gorgeous white girls I wouldn't have smashed? You know how many gorgeous white girls I've smashed from other countries while I was in the States living in Florida? Man, please, following Umar. Okay.
I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay.
Man, I had them white girls like this.
I want sex in the kitchen, over by the stove.
I want
put you on the counter by the butter rolls.
Had the white girls
on her tippy toes. Girl, we'll be making love like the restaurant was closed.
Man, listen to Umar, man, please. Seriously, let's get back to the video. Oh no, we got one more we're gonna do. So we just dropped the link, and we talked about. Let's go back, put this back on stage. Let me move me out of the way. We just talked about this one here. And this is Bose Allen Hamilton, and it tells about all the career opportunities that are available for individuals around the world. And Ja and all the other guys are going to talk about that, how to apply for them. So I'm going to drop that link one more time. There we go. For real, man. Umar could have built that school by hand by now. He could have just sat back and said, I need proceeds for bricks. I don't need nothing else. Don't give me no teachers, no instructors. Don't even send me no students. Today is January 1st, 2011. I'm going to build a school by hand. He could have built that school by hand like he was on Little House on the Prairies. Like he could have hired the Waltons to build that house. Shout out to all us old heads that used to watch the Waltons. Good night, John Boy. Listen, he could have had the Waltons build that house. He could have had ABC Wednesday night, 8 is Enough, build that house. 8 is Enough could have built that house. He could have had ABC Monday night, The Family. Shout out the Family, build that house. He could have had all the Ewings from Friday Night Dallas. Every one of the Ewings from JR to from who else was on there? Oh man, I forgot the name of the staff. I mean, or the team on the show of Dallas. But he could have had all of Dallas, from J.R. Ewing to Bobby to Sally to Victoria. Everybody could have built that house by hand from 2011. What the hell? Man, Umar is the biggest hustler. How y'all gonna listen to a dude that got 2 baby mamas talk about black love and black togetherness? Man, this the same dude that probably beat up the coochie of that one oversized sister that threw a purse at him on stage earlier this year. Y'all keep forgetting about that, huh? when Umar was speaking and the sister came from out of nowhere and just took a whole purse full of everything and just threw it at Umar on stage. She walked in from out of nowhere. Ain't no female gonna be throwing stuff at you if you ain't hit that coochie. Umar hitting big black women coochie and then want to get on stage talk about black love. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm Umar. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If y'all gonna keep on giving money to Umar, as long as he talk about black love, man, please. Umar ain't gonna change. Umar gonna be Umar till he as old as all the black hustlers. Umar is not gonna change. He gonna keep on getting black women pregnant. He ain't gonna put no ring on it, but he gonna try to convince you to be a stepfather with the community. But that's not the topic today. The topic today is, let's go to the next. Oh yeah, here we go. This got a good one. This is the next one we're going to go to. Circo. Circo is another really, really good company for international and government contracts. Let me move me out of the way. And right here, you can go right here in regards to careers. And they are hiring in UK, Asia, North America, Europe, Asia Pacific, and Asia as well. And some of you guys might think, I'm not qualified for nothing. Dude, Ja's going to talk about the fact that a lot of you guys, you're qualified for a lot of these jobs. You don't know it. Ja going to tell you, listen, all you dudes that think I ain't got the qualifications for these jobs, so this ain't got nothing to do with me, I'm telling you, it's got a lot to do with you. So I'm about to drop the link to this one. Yeah, all the guys that didn't hang out for the night, don't worry. Do not worry, because they're gonna have to support by way of the Patreon to be able to show some love, to be able to get all this information that we're getting tonight. Shout out to my man James Wingate of the Wingate family, first of his name, with the $5 cash app towards the Children's Cancer Foundation. I appreciate you, brother. I'm going to drop that link one more time for this one. This is a really good one. Really, really good one. You get a chance to see what it's about. Let's go here. They work in transport. They work in space, asset management. They have different clients, the government services, healthcare, emergency services, real estate and infrastructure. These are, now, just to let you guys know, these are government and or contract agencies. These are job agencies. They're looking for people to hire. I'll say this again. These are agencies that I'm showing you tonight that are looking for people. Like you have agencies in the States, job agencies that look for people to hire, and they get paid when a person is hired. I'll say that again. They get paid when you get hired. You don't get hired, they don't get paid. So they're looking for people. Ja is going, and other gentlemen on the live stream are going to talk about how important that is. So we just looked at two of them. Serco, as well as we looked at Bose Allen Hamilton. So I'm going to drop that link one more time again. And now we're going to go back to the video. Wait a minute, we got a couple of super chats I didn't hit. Timothy said, "This is a great show, sir. Appreciate you, brother. I really do." And Black Cleaner says this. He said, "Great information. Thanks. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying this live stream. I really do. Thank you very much, Black Cleaner." And restore. Yes, sir. He doesn't just clean, he restores. Let's go back here at the stage.
And then like how much your that 100,000 stretch.
Mm-hmm.
My 100,000 stretch pretty far in Kuwait, but I'm in Thailand. 100,000 here, that's like making 300,000-400,000.
Mm-hmm.
Top 1%.
Yeah, you know, and people have to factor that in, and then lowering your debt. Lucky for me, I've been debt free since 2012, the end of 2012.
That's a blessing.
You know, and I never want to have any more debt.
Have you been able to motivate anybody to follow your blueprint? I know for years you've been trying to tell guys to come. Have you had anybody that actually did what you know as time progressed? You like, man, I remember this brother in 2013 I talked to, man, and he doing great now. Have you had any success records or stories?
I've had, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've only had 2 people actually did what I told them to do, and then did it, and then like they was like, yo, I wish I would have been doing this years ago. I wish I would have listened to you the first time you said it, and not 4 years later. You know, I think a lot of it is unfamiliarity. You know, people get complacent or comfortable. A lot of people think they're in a better spot than they actually in. A lot of people don't realize that they're broke. You know, I'm from Pensacola, where people thought if you got $14, $15 an hour, that was a good job.
Right.
And that's not. I still got boys like that. A lot of the times where I'm trying to explain to them about the money, and they didn't see it because, like I said, I'm debt free. I didn't really buy stuff. You know, shoes. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a shoe freak. I got way too many shoes, but I don't really wear them, which is another problem with being that. You know, I lived in Kuwait, and most of the time I travel was to different countries that have wet weather, so I didn't really wear my shoes like that. I wasn't buying cars and a lot of jewelry.
Right. You weren't
so
keeping up
they
with the
didn't
Joneses.
see how I'm spending that $100,000. So in their head, I didn't really make it. I didn't buy a house, and you know, because I wasn't gonna never live in it. You know, I'm pretty much, hey, I'm living overseas. You know, so in their head, they didn't. You know, when a drug dealer has money, you see it, but you don't see Bill Gates' money.
Nope.
When you see Bill Gates, he look like a regular guy.
Yep.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Regular guy. I mean, they got their big stuff, their yachts and their mansions, but when you see them, typically they're in a regular car, they in some regular clothes, they're not flying flashy. You don't see it, but they got it.
Warren Buffett, the same thing, drives an old Mercedes.
Yes, he does. I saw him pull up in his house the other day.
There's a picture that they showed of Jay-Z when he was broke and when he had money. And when he was broke, he had chains on everything.
I saw that one.
He got money, you regular person, wouldn't know.
One other thing to that, I think the reason why a lot of people don't take these jobs and go overseas, females.
That was a hindrance for me. I have to tell you, that was a hindrance for me when I first got out of the Gulf War. You know, they were doing serious overseas contracting, and they were guaranteeing $250K a year. You could fly your family over there. They would put your kids in private school. They would give you a home. They would fly you home twice a year for vacation on their dime. She didn't want to travel, so I stayed in the United States. Wow. So yeah, I can see a lot of guys turning that down strictly because of a wife or a significant other.
I can see that. I can see that. Man, Aaron.
What it is, I think and I was the same way. You get out of high school and you think your life just started. There's a book, if any young people are out there, that you should get. It is called The Defining Decade. And what it's talking about is, and I got an excerpt, it says the decade between your 20s and your 30s is the most defining period of your life. The choices you make during this decade will have a profound effect and impact the rest of your life. And I think that's so true. You get the chick pregnant at 18, things change. Get in trouble, don't do something, all of those things change. If somebody was 18 and they said, you know what, I'm taking 10 years. I'm going to go overseas and I'm going to make this money. Imagine, Dre, if you could go back to when you was 28. We think it's, if you 18.
I was in the feds at 28, man. I was still doing, I had 3 more years in the feds to do.
But we think
That's where you're coming from.
Something, man. If you could go back there, it's like starting all over. So I think somebody 18 thinks their whole 10 years. Oh man, you do something, you go contract, you make this money, you make that change. That could set you up. There was a gentleman who told me when I was going to school, he said there's two things. You can work hard for 4 years and skate the rest of your life. Or you can skate right now and work hard the rest of your life.
Yeah. My man Aaron says this real quick, gentlemen, with the super chat. He said, this is Aaron from Thailand. He said, I started contracting overseas 2004 to 2019. I just dropped a link for you, Aaron, to come up for a split second if you want to speak on this topic. And the reason why I asked Ja that question, because out of all the years that he had been putting in the chat, I know at least me personally, I know at least 2 years, me personally putting in the chats of the WhatsApp group of different job opportunities that were available for guys to take advantage of. He always was transparent about the economics. He was always transparent on how fast you could leave. He was always transparent on what type of jobs that were out there. And yet I didn't hear about anybody in the chat taking advantage of it. And that's why I want to hear had he had any success stories. And he said that is only like 2 people that actually, if that, took advantage of it. Shout out to my man Aaron in Thailand in the building. Shout out to you being here, Aaron.
One other thing I wanted to say about why people don't do it is I think people think that they have to really have a real skill set. And you don't. I do crypto communications, like SATCOM, satellite navigation, stuff like that.
So now you guys heard what he actually does in regards to, and remember, he was just reserve in the military. And so he said he does crypto communication. And
anybody who's in the military, any of these guys know in the military know that you have a TM for any equipment that you use, and for any procedure that you do, there's a book. And it's basically, in these books, is built for a person who don't know nothing. A caveman can follow instructions in this book and do this task or work on this equipment. We had people who were in the military who was artillery, tankers, working in the commo section, because you can teach anybody to do it. It's easy. It's just repetitive motion for the most part. So I tell people all the time, you don't actually have to have skill, because these contractors, the recruiters, they get paid when they put bodies in slots.
Exactly.
I've been times I've been on the phone with a recruiter and I'm telling the recruiter, I don't know. And the recruiter's like, say this, basically, or you know what, I'm gonna put you in for this anyway. Because even if you do know how to do it, once you get hired on with the company,
they're gonna train you.
Yeah, they want you to do it their way. They want to kind of, if you got the basis of it, they want you to keep the basis of knowledge, but everything else, and they want to kind of delete everything out your head, and you do it this way. And I think a lot of people think that, oh, I can't get this contracting job or this government job because I don't have a skill that matches that, or this is not what I've always been doing for all my life in my other jobs. And you get a lot of people they get hired on, like, come work in my shop, and they done lied. They ain't never seen this equipment before. They never touched it, don't know what it is, but they there. So I took lie. I'm the right lie. Everybody else is lie. Fill in those, make your resume look good, and match the job that you're trying to apply for, and lie. Once they done hired you, you got there. They ain't gonna fire you because you know how to do it. They're gonna be like, okay, we'll teach you how to do it.
They just need a willing participant.
You don't have to know beforehand, you know. And a lot of the jobs is just really depending on what type of company and what kind of contract you're on. You may not be doing nothing. They may have Indians or Turkish people there that doing all the work, and you just supervise. They just need an American there to oversee or something. So that's why you there. You just there because you need you working with the military. The military don't want to talk directly to the workers, and you're like liaison between talking to them. Or you just making sure they do what they supposed to do? Or are you there to sign your name saying they did this work?
Someone has a question for you, Ja. Before we get to Aaron real quick, he said, "Can we ask Ja if 100% of veterans still do overseas contracting? How do we find recruiters?"
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know guys who are,
and that's what we've been showing all night. Our recruiters
that are retired from the military. Some of them are retired from another civil service job, getting 100% disability, got some rental properties, and working contract. They're literally killing it. I knew one guy who was doing all those and taking advantage of the GI Bill.
Yeah.
Before his paycheck, he was probably pulling in almost $15,000 a month before paycheck.
Yeah.
Because he's getting the school money, and then the school money might give you a housing allowance or something. Or they may buy you some of those programs, some of those school programs give you they may give you, pay for your books or buy you a computer or whatever. You know, like he was killing it, you know.
Yeah.
Before we go into go ahead.
I was just going to say that's huge insulation for anybody. You know, when you have that many income streams coming in potentially, and you haven't done one lick of work yet.
True. That just kind of piggybacks off of what Timothy Bright just said. Proverbs 19:20. Listen to wisdom, accept instructions, and in the end, you will be wise. A lot of guys don't do that. But I see my man Aaron had, and therefore Aaron was able to enjoy. See? How you doing tonight, Aaron?
Hey, hello everybody in the room. What's
Salute.
happening?
All right.
Hey, USMC as well.
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi to you. And Japrim, where you at?
I'm in Pattaya, Thailand. I actually live in Pratumnak.
Okay, I'm in Pratumnak.
Okay, I'm at the Vision.
Okay, very well. Hey, Dre, great show. Fearless, man. I like everything about you. Your presentation, your rhetoric, everything is good in it. Hey, look, man, I started contracting and found it after I gotten out of the Marine Corps in 2004. Was in Kuwait, went to Iraq, and recently did Afghanistan when they shut the bases down and let everybody come in and just take everything a few years ago. But yes, it gave me the opportunity to leave the United States. I stayed in a spot called Jabriya, and I did one of those passing out towels jobs. I was MWR entertainment coordinator for the region of Kuwait for a number of years.
Yeah, that's
I did housing, I did supply, anything that they sent money my way. They tell me on my resume, hey, you got this on your resume. Maybe you'd be good for this. I'm like, well, I know a little bit about that, but I'm better over here. But no, whatever was going to send that money in and bring those checks in, those, was it 5-figure checks? Those $10,000 checks, sometimes $12,000 checks a month. And sometimes you get paid in three times in 1 month. So who's not loving that?
I know that's right.
And John said they pay for my food, they pay for my transportation, they pay for my housing. Sometimes I got spots with another employee, and then other times they gave us a stipend where I could turn around and actually live on the economy myself. Of course, you're not doing that in war zones, so it's Iraq and Afghanistan. But other than that, it's, the tax-free money can't beat it.
That's so true. So true.
But here's the other thing, and my man Ja elaborated on it. I did all those things. I bought cars. I wasn't a jewelry guy, but I spent most of my time going on vacations. When the company would actually give me days off, and then we turn around and had religious holidays. I would combine 1 or 2 of my vacation days with 3 of their local holidays to turn around and go on vacation. So I got at least a minimum, last time I counted, 32 countries under my belt where my passport has been, you know. So 32 countries that I've actually visited on their dime.
Now, remember back in the day, I mentioned to you guys, and I've said this a couple times, how I was able to come to Colombia so much because while you guys are eating 4th of July barbecue, I add one of my 10, because in the United States we only get 10 vacation days. I will add one of my 10 vacation days to that 4th of July holiday weekend. I'm in Colombia. Thanksgiving, damn that turkey. That's a 3-day weekend, if not a 4-day weekend. I'm adding a day to it. Dude, I'm flying out Tuesday night, heading to whatever country I want to. Y'all eating dry turkey. I'm in another country. I've only used 2 of my vacation days. Christmas weekend. Oh, bruh. Don't let Christmas fall on a Thursday or a Wednesday. That means that if it's on Wednesday, I'm adding 2 of my little vacation days. Then I got Saturday off. I'm flying back Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning. As long as I got back to work on Monday morning, I don't care if my flight came in at 8:15 in the morning. Why? Because the college campus that I work for as a academic college recruiter was only 15 minutes away from the Tampa airport, literally. So if the flight came in at 8:10, I'm at work by 9. Why? My car guess where I left my car? In the parking lot of my job. It's only 15 minutes. Why would I pay for parking at the airport at the airport when my job I would tell the security guards, yeah, I know I'm going this weekend. We already know, Dre. Got you, brother. They would look out, make sure everything was okay with my vehicle while I'm in another country. Why you eating Christmas cakes and Christmas candies and Christmas cookies and Christmas cakes and fruit cakes and dry ham? There are those of us that think outside the box, and we're like, listen, I ain't got no kids. Most of you guys I've done consultations with, only 80 y'all had kids. I'm gonna say this again. In the last year and a half, I have done over 217 consultations. Only 80 y'all were daddies. Black men having kids all the time is a myth. Don't believe when these women tell y'all that black men are having, because I ain't met none of y'all. Military, ex-military, multimillionaire, everyday worker, plumber, I don't care, Indian chiefs. Ain't none of y'all got no kids. Only 80 of y'all were daddies in the year and a half of doing consultations. Of 217 men that I've spoken with. So you don't necessarily need President's Day. Let me add one of my vacations day to President's Day. While y'all celebrating presidents, I'm in Colombia. I did it just like this brother did it. Literally. So when dudes say they ain't got no vacation time to go and enjoy DR like they want to, you are lying to yourself. Because if you really wanted to, he said, did you get summer vacations and spring breaks off as well? I did. I kid you not. Like I said, 4th of July come, I ain't in the States eating no damn dry barbecue. No, I'm gone. Y'all can have that barbecue. The pork ain't even healthy anyway. I'm gone. I'm in Colombia. I'm throwing 3 vacation days on top of that. I'm in Colombia for a whole week while y'all sitting up there talking about eating some dry Thanksgiving and 4th of July and family vac. No, I was gone, bro. I can't even lie to you. I was out. You ever miss life back in the States? No. And when I I only been back to the States one time in the last 5 years, and that was for the Black Manosphere Conclave to meet and hang out with all you brothers. If it wasn't for you black men, I ain't got no shorties back in the States. Remember I said I let go of any female connections So I wasn't lying. I was on monk mode. So I didn't have any emotional attachment to women back in the States. My mom and grandma and all the rest of them, all the patriarchy and the matriarchy have passed on. So I don't have grandma and granddad to miss in the States. If I want to talk to my sister, guess who I talked to the other day on her birthday, which just so happened to be our wedding anniversary? My sister Candy. While we were at the resort, I talked to Candy, and then I walked around and let her see what the resort looked like. And she said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna come visit y'all in Colombia." So I want a nice car. I got a nice car. I want good food. I got good food. If I want to go to a 5-star restaurant like in the States, I can do that here. There's literally nothing that I miss about. I won't lie to you guys. Ja is telling you guys how he cannot, and even my other brother Aaron is saying, and they're going to continue to say that there is no way that they miss their lives in the States. There is no way that they can see themselves back in the States. Once you get comfortable with great health care without being expensive, once you get comfortable with technology in grocery stores that you've never seen in the States, once you get comfortable with living a tax-limited, if not tax-free life, once you get comfortable with traditional, feminine, gorgeous women, bruh, it is hard to go back to the United States where 70% fat and obese women. It's hard, bruh. It's hard to go back to the States if you know that when you land, the finest chick that you think that's fine, she is fat in another country. It is hard to go back to eat American unhealthy food when you know that the ingredients are like 15 lines long and that same cereal is only 5 lines long in another country. It's hard, bruh. It is hard to go back to the United States and pay, I ain't gonna lie, pay for an apartment. I'm looking at this 3-bedroom and you talking about $5,500 for a 3-bedroom in Tampa? When I know this 3-bedroom is only $600 in another country? Oh, bruh, hell no. It ain't nothing I missed about the United States. I love my country. I love the creativity, the inventions, the endurance, the love. I love everything about the United States. But I do not love living in the, I can't do it, bruh. I don't see how y'all all you military dudes, hats off to you, mother. I don't see how the y'all were in the military and you were in other countries and you purposely, on purpose, went back to the States and you have been there for like 20 years. Now, I know you went back to the States to take care of business, or you had PTSD, or you had to take care, you had to get your 100% disability. I got you. Business is business. I got you, ex-military brothers. Business is business. But to fall in love, get married like you Captain America, you all in love with Becky? Or was Captain America girlfriend Penny? You in love with, or was it Betty? You in love like Captain America coming from the military? You done had kids. Ain't no way in hell I've been ex-military having kids in the United States. Ain't no way in no hell no. Hey, exist $250,000 per child in the United States to raise that child from 0 to 18. $250,000. It don't matter if you live in the hood or if you live in the suburbs or if you're rich or wealthy. On average, $250,000 because you nutted in a female because that orgasm was that good? Ain't no way in hell. Y'all are crazy. Y'all bigger man than me. All you ex-military brothers. That now, if you went back because of business, you had to take care of business, you wanted to get your 100% disability, you wanted to see your family, you had a daughter back in the States, you had a wife back in the States. I understand you guys, you got a foundation back in the States. I'm not talking about you foundation guys. I'm talking about all you guys that didn't have a kid back in the States. You left the military, you ain't had no wife back in the States. All you had to do was wait for your 100% disability. And you still got your tail in the States? Oh man, hell no, I ain't got no respect for y'all. Hell no. No, hell no. I can't do it. With that unhealthy ass food, it's expensive and it's unhealthy. Even when you go to Whole Foods, that's not even whole food. Shit, I wish I would be back in the States. No, I would pick another country before I take my ass back. Let's say everything crashed in Colombia. I mean, we was going through the worst of the worst in Colombia. I wouldn't be taking my ass back to the States. Andre love crossing borders from France, South Africa, Tanzania. Love crossing borders is made to Thailand. The last country my happy ass will be going back to is the United States. I'm sorry, I love the States. I love you, boo. I love you. I love you, boo. But hell no, y'all crazy. No, I've experienced too much, man. That's like asking me to go back into a cave, a dark cave. That's like me being the first bat that can see. I have been the first bat. I don't got to use my radar no more. I can look around in this dark ass cave and like I can see all my bat friends and my bat kids and bat cousins. And I'm looking like, and I'm looking down and I see all type of insects down below and I see number bat boo-boo and everything else and dead animals. And I'm thinking to myself as a bat, the first bat that can see, the first bat of all time that could actually see with his eyes. You expect me to live with these loud you expect me to eat this? You expect me? I would be the first bat that would be like, I'm never living in a cave. You would what? I'm a bat that can see. That cave is filthy, dirty, full of disease, trash, insects. Ugh. And ain't nothing but millions of us living in this one cave. It is not even sanitized. This is a filth. That's how I feel when it comes to moving back to the United States. Like the first bat that can see what the fuck is going on inside of a cave. Shout out to Theo. He a bigger man than me. All you do, you too, Theo. Jay Fleming, all you motherfuckers. Y'all bigger man than me. I wish ain't enough money. I'm sorry. I'll be a retired early mother. I'll be like, I'm about to retire at 52. 52, I'm out this motherfucker. Okay, how much money they offer me? I'm out this motherfucker at 52. 56, I'm out. I'm out this motherfucker. 56. 56, I'm out. Man, y'all shouldn't have asked me that. That was a wrong question to ask Andre. Do you miss fat bitches, being fat, unhealthy, economic stress, inflation, overpriced gas? Man, gasoline right now in Colombia is like in liters, just in liters. But I'm going to move it up to gallons. Just in liters, it's like 95, 91 cents a liter. It's like per gallon. If you push it up to gallons, it's more or less like $2.15 a gallon for gas to fill up my SUV. Dude, I have never, to fill up our SUV, I have never spent more than $35 to $40 to fill up our SUV. Y'all want me to come back to that yet? To fill up an SUV? No, hell no. I think Oz might be the first time listener. Shout out to Ozzy being in for the first time. Appreciate you, brother. I saw Oz earlier, but no, I'm sure. Ain't no way in hell I'm buying an SUV or a truck in the United States, and then I got to worry about them high-ass insurance prices and them high-ass gas prices every time I go to the pump. I'm making grocery store decisions. Do I buy groceries like she asked me to, or do I fill up the gas tank like she asked me to. Oh, no, I do not miss. I'm gonna put that out there right now. Hell no. Oh, okay, here we go. Y'all ready? Here we go. I got one for you. I was gonna say this one for another live stream. Y'all ready? What percentage of U.S. expats move back to United States permanently? I want to hear what you guys think. Give me the number. Give me the number that you think of expats that move back to the United States permanently. Then we're going to go back to the video because we got a few more things we want to share. This is a long live stream, but Theo says 15%. Nope, lower. 10% lower. 8% lower. 30% lower. 50% lower. Guess what? 5% lower. 5, nope, lower. 1% higher. Good call, Omar. You're closer than everybody else. 2% higher. Andre said, if KFC full, we got KFC full of fat, man. 2% higher. 3% higher. We already know 5% is lower. 3% is higher. It's 4%. 4% of people that decide to leave the United States, only 4% of us go back to that mother permanently. That blew me away. I thought it was more. I was like, y'all, like 30%, like 98%. Shout out to all you 4%ers out there. Shout out to all you 4%ers that called it. 4% of us say, I'll go back. I'll go back, whether it be for a year or 2 years or 3 years. 4% of us. Most of us. No, bro. No, sorry, pal. No, we are not going to permanently. We'll go visit. We might go back like Theo and make money and then get the fuck out. There are expats like Theo that stack their cheese and get back out of that month. Yes, there are a lot of us that go back and make money, but then we get the fuck out. But to stay like until the death do us part, oh hell no, only 4% of Americans ever go back to the United States to live forever. And the number one reason is because they are homesick for family or friends. That's it. So if you ain't homesick for family and friends, you could just go visit them once or twice a year and leave like I can do, and you good with visiting family. And now you in the world of social media where you could just do media and you could just sit back and just do a Zoom call with your family. Oh, shit. 4% of us, that's it. 96% of us are like, ain't no way in hell. The fuck I would. Oh man, y'all making me laugh tonight. He said, yep. He said, main reason is because the states is that USD. Yeah, man, the US dollar. They go back, make some money, and they get the fuck about the states, man. Shout out to my man Theo. Yeah, man. I'm telling you. He said, I'll be amongst the 4%, but as a no band. Man, you can go back and visit. You can go back and make money. You can go back and hang out. But I'm talking about those who decide literally to permanently go back to the United States. I'm not talking about those of us that go part-time for a couple years or 5 years, or even 10 years. But I'm talking about those that have lived outside the United States and they decide that I am not living outside the United States ever again. And United States is the place where I'm going to be from now on till death do us part. Only 4% of us ever do that ish. No, y'all see the seriousness on my face. I wish I would go back to the United States and live the rest of my life dealing with the stress that y'all deal with. This is the other part why we don't go back. We ain't used to your stress. I'm gonna say this again. As much as I love the United States is like the girl who I took to the prom. She was fine as can be when I took her to the prom. 10 years later, she fat as can be. I don't know her. She don't know me. I can't cater to her. Her fat can't cater to me. It's a whole new United States since I left in 2017. It is 2024, 7 years later. So for me, and a lot of expats, we don't pretend as if we know the United States. We know of the United States, but there's a whole new dating arena, a whole new economic arena, a whole new political arena that we have never lived in. It's one thing for us to talk about Trump and talk about big girls and talk about the Me Too movement or the pronoun movement. It's another thing for me to go to a grocery store and some white girl tell me, don't call me her. Don't call, or some black girl tell me, don't call me her. Don't call me she. Call me they. I have never experienced that bull in any country I visited or lived in. But when I go to the United States, you guys experience that. I'm not used to what you experience. So it's not my United States prior to 2017. You guys are stressed out. You deleting everybody. You don't care who you delete. Yeah, y'all don't care who y'all, everybody got. Now, it used to be like selective people who had artillery. Now, everybody in the United States got artillery. Everybody. That wasn't my United States prior to 2017. So I can't even relate to what y'all relate to. Man, when I was there for 4 days, I felt like what? I felt like a foreigner. I felt like I was in a foreign country. Like, what the fuck is this? Okay. Yeah, let me keep my mouth shut with all the dude. I was telling Theo this the other day. Do you know that one of the number one things that, before we go back to the video, do you know one of the number one things that cause I don't want to say heart failure, but causes stress in the world, that causes men to have heart failure is stress, correct? Do you know one of the number one stressors that spreads cancer or heart failure for men? Noise pollution. I didn't even think about that one. Noise pollution. Did you know, I did not know how loud we are in the United States until I left and went to other countries. And then this past September, went back after 5 years, went back to the United States. You people are loud as dude, every blue moon in the Columbia, you'll see somebody riding down the street with their music loud, but it's not that loud. If it's a festival or celebration, then all the cars that have the booming systems, they'll meet up at one spot and they'll boom their systems. But it's a festival and a celebration, so everybody expect them to be there with the loud music and the loud sounds. In America, dude, when we were in Houston at the Conclave, dude, I could count at least 15 cars and trucks that would ride by with their systems just booming. Dude, my ears, I never said this before. Theo, hear me out. I've never said this before. When we're in Houston, one of the things that my ears were no longer used to was loud ass music booming in cars riding down the street. I'm not used to groups of people talking loud. I'm used to groups of people talking. I'll sit back in Colombia and I'll sit back or in any other country, and people, you will hear 3,000 people, and it would sound like a library compared to the United States. They say one of the things that causes stress in men, which causes or advances cancer in men, is noise pollution. That's why the one Dr. Bobby, I think his name Dr. Bobby Wright, the black brother that's on YouTube, he said the first thing I would do if I ever got cancer, I would leave the United States. And he said, why? Because of the stress. So I looked it up, and one of the stressors for cancer in men is noise pollution. It is too freaking loud in the. You see how I am on a microphone, just being American. You see how loud I talk as an American on a damn microphone. Most Colombians talk like Kevin Samuels or Medium Man, kind of like monotones, soft-spoken type of guys. But most Americans talk like I do, bombastic. Yeah, man. Let me shut up, but y'all can keep the United States, bro. As far as that one's concerned, I love the United States. Some of you dudes think I have such a love for Colombia. I love Colombia. I love all countries. I'm an earthling. I've decided that I am an earthling. I am a globalist. If you ever think that I love one country, that is a myth. That is a lie that you told yourself. I love all countries. Well, what about this country? I love that one too, because it helped to make the world the world that we live in. I love them all. Now, my favorite city is going to always be them Detroit boys.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a
Yes,
beautiful.
sir.
Give yourselves a round. You
Them
better back
Detroit
the
boys.
fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Now, if you ask me what my favorite city, that's what y'all need to ask me. Andre, what's your favorite city in the world? Them 313 boys.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
I is who I is, and I am whose I am because of Detroit. I love Detroit. That's my favorite city on the planet. Now, I didn't say it was the greatest city on the planet, mind you, but it's my favorite city. My home city is my favorite city, even though it may not be the greatest city, even though it might be a pity city to a lot of people. I still love Detroit. But as far as country, man, I love all countries. I ain't got no favorite. In the United States, they teach you that you're only supposed to love one country at a time. Your passport tells you you can love every country that you go to, every country that you want to go to. Yeah, man. Yeah, I kid you guys not. Shout out to the Detroit boys in the building. Shout out to Black Lux in the building. Black Lex in the building. Shout out to you. Let's get back to the video, guys. Let me shut up. But that was a good. I got a chance to rant for tonight. Let me ask you guys, you gentlemen, something. Is there a age expiration date for guys being able to do this? Yes, I love North Korean because I'm like Dennis Rodman. I'm like Dennis Rodman. I'm like Jay-Z. I'm like all the other guys that see the value in all countries impacting each other. North Korea, just like Russia, just like other countries that we may not agree with, still has an impact on us to make us stay on top of our A game. There are countries out there that I love the fact that they make us as U.S. citizens and other countries stay on top of our A game. They keep us from being lazy or assuming that we're going to always be on top. So even the North Koreans make America say, okay, let me take care of this. Let me make sure we got this on tack. Let me make sure we take care of this because there's some fools over there. And okay, let me make sure I take. Even the countries that you think that are like, you don't realize that they motivate you to stay on top of your game. He said, Drake capping. He can't watch Theo Coop every morning and say that he liked Detroit. He liked Detroit quiet a piece. Man, Theo's my dog. Straight out, shout out to Theo Coop. Shout out to my man. I was watching Theo today. That's the crazy part, right? And us Detroit dudes, we're loud. You see how I'm talking to the mic, Andre. You guys don't see Andre. She comes in here every once in a while. She's like, "You don't take all that. It does not take all that." She'll just go. Why? Because most countries aren't as loud as we are. And I'm in a microphone that is like a $200 to $300 microphone. There is no reason that I need to be as loud as I am. But because of the habit of being in the States, subconsciously, I have to tell myself, tone it down, Andre. Or Andre comes in and say, Tone it down. Because we as Americans, we don't realize the average American, not Kevin Samuels or Medium Man or other sisters that are soft-spoken like Shay Jarzay, or pronounce her name correctly. Most of us Americans are some loud motherfuckers. We are loud people compared to the rest of the world. Let me go check out the super chat. Shout out to you guys. Oh, let me scroll down some. He said Dre was disgusted. He said Dre was disgusted in Houston. If it wasn't for us, he would have never. I would know. No. If it wasn't for you guys, if it was, he is 100% correct. If it was not for going to the Black Manosphere Conclave, there is no way in Hades I would have crossed the threshold of the United States. The only way you come and get me to come to the United States is for a funeral. And it got to depend on who the funeral is for. I mean that. I love the States. Some of you guys have been excellent and wonderful in the States. Hoorah. But as for Andre, couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me. And then I married a woman that does not want to live in the States. Man, Andre already told me. She said, listen, we can visit the States like we visit Paris. In Andrea's mind, seriously, in Andrea's mind, the United States is a place that you go visit and see and enjoy the landmarks and the history, and you get the out. It is not a country where she's like, I'm going to live here forever. Andrea told me a long time ago, I am not living in that mother. Y'all dangerous. Don't know who to trust. I don't know if I can go to church, the grocery store without somebody deleting. You can't go to church without somebody deleting in the United States. You can't put your kids in kindergarten without somebody deleting in the United States. You can't go to Target in Buffalo without somebody delete. My wife is not stupid. Do not think every Colombian wants to move. There are Colombians that are like, I will visit. I was, hey, let's have fun. I will meet your family. Oh, wow. We'll hit some landmarks. Okay, we done. Let's get out this country. These are Colombians that will say, I would rather be in my country than to deal with y'all. Think about it. It's only a few people that got artillery in Colombia. Just imagine if all Colombians had artillery. That's the United States. Just imagine if grandmamas in Colombia, the paramilitary, the military, the police, thugs, everybody had a gun in Colombia. That's the United States. We ain't that bad. If y'all, we ain't that bad, look it up then. I'm gonna let you look it up. If we ain't that bad, look it up. Let's go back to the video because I want to make sure we share this information and we have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 more links that I want to share with you guys tonight. Let's share one more. And this one is going to be U.S. jobs. At the stage, this is U.S. jobs I'm going to share with you guys. And this is another recruiting service. And so I'm going to share this link with you guys. So we only have 4 more to share. And like I said, when this video goes on Patreon, it won't be as long because I'm going to condense it. But all the links that we share tonight, we are going to be putting in the Patreon for you guys to have from now on. So make sure that you guys take that link with you. Take that. Tim Howard, the Howard family. He said, in Colombia, I was married and had a baby with a Texan. He said, but when we divorced, she came right back to Colombia. She said she did not want to go to the U.S. A lot of you, that just hurts y'all hard to hear that. Hey, Tim, It's a lot of dudes in the comment section right now in the chat. It just hurt their heart. Like, there are people in other countries that don't want to come to my America. Yeah, bruh, there are women that look at y'all like, I went to America because I love you. Bruh, that's the only reason I went. Dude, I was a dentist in my country. I only went to your country because I love you. Andrea is a corporate accountant. She also does business translations, and she also helps with visas. Why should Andrea throw all those years of education for her to get her bachelor's degree, and she's finishing off her master's next year? Why should she throw all that education away just so she can go to America to scrub toilets or make beds? You guys don't think about that part. He said, she was from Texas. She's from Texas. I can see that. I can see when I got to Houston, dude, it will amaze you how many Afro-Colombians I met in Houston, Texas, which is actually the capital of Afro-Colombians in the United States. So there are job services that are available, and it tells you how to apply, what jobs that you're eligible for, so forth and so forth. They've got a video right here for all you guys to take advantage of their job opportunities. They do job career fairs, online and offline. These are all contract work jobs that are available. The hiring path telling you what you need to do. If you're a veteran, if you're a recent graduate, it's just open to everyday public, U.S. citizens, national, or those who own eligible, who are who own allegiance to the United States. So all these opportunities are available, guys. So I just dropped that link one more time. And that is for USA Jobs. Shout out to my man CVV in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Let's go back to the video, guys. Contract work, or is it per job basis, or depending on the recruiters?
Go ahead, John.
Not really. But like say when I was living in Kuwait, the country of Kuwait had end up enacting an age limit. I want to say it was either 63 or 65.
Correct.
I believe that once you hit that age, you couldn't be a foreigner and come work there. If you was already there, I think you was grandfathered in.
Some of them were grandfathered. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, John. Correct. And that enacted some 5 years ago, like from 5 or 6 years ago, when they put that out for health reasons and those type of things. I forget what was going on at a particular time where they put a stop and hold on allowing people to come in. There was 60 years of 60, 61 or something around there. At that age, they stopped letting or hiring people of that age.
Yeah. So different countries have different laws. So you working with under the U.S. government, federal law and work laws, and then the work laws of that country. I was just before I moved back to Thailand, I was just in Germany for 2 years, and you had different tiers on employment, which basically adjusted your pay, right? So I was considered a test employee. So to be a test employee, you're gonna get paid more, your house allowance more. But
shout out to the
German government is saying to be a test employee, you got to have a skill that we can't just put a German or European national into that slot. So to be a test employee tended to be more older guys. I was probably one of the younger ones, you know. So you have to work the different contracts, work around the different work laws of that country too. So, you know, I don't know, you may go to Singapore, and Singapore may have some type of weird laws on it. They may have a minimum age, you know. Some countries have a maximum age to come in and be able to work in that country. There may be a country or two that have a minimum age. It just depends.
And that's why I'm kind of glad that Ja came up, because I wanted him to speak on this, because he spoke on it for so many years. And at the same time, I wanted him to encourage some of you guys in the comment section that are struggling back home in the States. And I'm glad Aaron is here as well to let you guys know that these opportunities may not be as lucrative as they once were, but they still are lucrative, as well as tax-free money, and you can get your foot back into a life of living outside the United States.
And you said it. We talked about this before. Your 100,000 is not my 100,000.
Talk to it.
True.
That's it. That's $65,000 is 100% tax free. And the last I checked, it was like 97,500 or something like that you were tax exempt if you turn around and lived out of the country.
I think they moved it up to like 103 or 105.
No, they're talking about this tax excursion that I showed you guys earlier. They're talking about, let's take a look. Let me make sure. They're talking about this, which we talked about earlier. And let me put this right on the, let's see if I can pull this up again. Let me get that. Go back. They are talking about, I'm trying to get to it. Give me a second, guys. Because they were going by the, even though we did this video 6 months ago, they were assuming that it was just 103 or $104,000. But it is a lot more. I'm going to drop this link too. I know it's going to be long, but you guys appreciate this link here. Let me put this at the screen. They were talking about this over here. The foreign earned income tax. I'm going to drop this link to this right here, so you guys will understand. Thank you very much, Ron. Absolutely correct, brother. Absolutely correct. So I'm going to drop this link one more time. This is what I'm looking at right now. They were thinking that it was last year, when it was like $105,000 tax exemption. Remember, I told you all the tax breaks that we get as foreigners, as U.S. citizens living outside the United States. And then I mentioned to you guys that it is now right here. Now, this is good. This is good to see. When I first left, it was less than this. In 2020, my tax break was $107,600. That means that as long as I didn't make more than that, all my money was tax free. I'm going to say this again. As long as I filled out the form for the tax excursion form, my money is tax free. This was in 2020 during the pandemic, $107,000. And that's just about, it's kind of funny, during the pandemic, that's just about how much we made during the pandemic. 2021, right? Let me make sure you guys are we're looking at the same thing. 2021, they moved it up. Like I said, it's just like the cost of living adjustment that you military guys get. You get more money, just like you guys who are on Social Security, you get more money with your cost of living adjustment. We get more tax benefit per year based on the cost of living adjustment by way of inflation. So in 2021, it was $108,700. That was my tax break. Then in 2022, it was $112,000 of my tax break. So as long as I didn't go over $112,000 in 2022, or any of us expats, we made 100% tax-free money. All we had to do is fill out the excursion form. I think it's 5511 or 511. I got find out what the form number is. 2023, it was $120,000. So 2023, and I filed it in 2024. I got $120,000 tax break. So as long as I didn't cross over $120,000, my money, all of it, tax free. I just had to fill out a tax form according to my passport, line 4. Now going for 2024, when I file for 2025 in the next couple of months, I get a tax break of $126,500. $500. So as long as I don't go over with any of my money, if I didn't go in 2026, if I didn't go over $126,500, $126,500, all that money is tax free. That doesn't include my expense tax break, which this year is $37,000 to $38,000. So for all my apartment, for all my utilities, for all my studio, for the insurance on our car, all of that is tax breaks up to $37,000 to $38,000 going into next year, including the $126,500 that we get just on making money. This is why 98% of expats don't owe or pay taxes. The United States protects us from double taxation. Now, if you like Theo and a lot of other dudes, you make it 200, 300, 500, they coming for you. They're coming for you. You're going to get all these tax breaks, but of that 300,000 you making, you still going to owe on 150,000 of that. But for those of us mere mortals that may be bringing in 70,000, 80,000, 100,000 a year from YouTube and other things, and selling books and consultations and things like that, and courses and other business ventures and investments and crypto and so forth. We got like $150,000, 160. Now 2025 going into 2026, our tax break is, we just looked it up, $130,000. So if I don't make $130,000, which does not include the $138,000 of my housing expenses, just $130,000. If I don't make $130,000, all that money is tax free. All of it. I'll drop that link again for all you dudes that like. That's what it is. Thank you very much, Ron. Thank you. It's the 22555 form. That's what it is. Thank you very much, brother. And the reason why I didn't remember, because I have a tax expat tax experts, which is not expensive at all, that does my taxes for a couple $100 like for $300 a year. They do my taxes for me. Shout out to Ron. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, man, you guys are paying. I'm like, ugh. That's why when I hear people in the States bragging about how much money they got, I'll be like, man, them taxes destroying you. You can't be bragging in the United States. Shout out to everybody over on Rumble as well as with Facebook. Man, you can't be talking about how much tax money you save in the United States. We balling. Okay, all right. Believe what you want to believe. Guys, we have been on this live stream for 3.5 hours. I know a lot of guys got to go to work in the morning, and it's important. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this live stream up for guys who didn't see it, for them to see it tomorrow. We're going to do the part 2 because we're at 50% of this video. We're at 50% of the video. There's a lot more information I really want you guys to get. We have at least 4 more website links that I want you guys to have. So tomorrow, we're going to continue on with the videos. Let me make sure I give my shout outs to the brothers that are donating by way of Cash App, such as my man Don Man for the kids, showing some love to the kids for $25. And my man T-Mac showing a $10 love. Appreciate you, brother. He said, and let me know they once again just arrived in Bogota. Enjoy Bogota, man. And shout out to my man James Winston the third of his name. Shout out to him. I want you guys, this video is very important, so important to me that we're going to break it up in 2 parts. So we're going to end the live stream right now. As far as, we're going to do the outros. But as far as the part 2 and everything else that these guys have to say, and I'm telling you, be here tomorrow. I'll be here right around 8 o'clock, 8:15. But you guys need to be here tomorrow because there's a lot more information and a lot more links that I'm going to share with you with government contract work. Once again, even if you do it for 3 years, the average American male is only making $45,000 a year anyway. So y'all can't fool me into act like y'all balling in the States. The average American ain't balling. We're trying to set you up to make money that are in the high 5 figures, like $70,000, $80,000, $65,000, $67,000, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 a year jobs. Tax benefits. Your domicile paid for. Food benefits paid for. Medical insurance, good. You've been trying to take care of that credit card debt that you got in the States and that medical debt that you got in the States, but it's been hard. We're trying to show you how to do that. If you just sit back and say for 3 years, okay, I've been doing good with the cursing. If you just tell yourself for 3 years, forget about Aisha in the States with the good coochie. I know Aisha gonna be sucking somebody else while I'm in another country doing this government contract work. I got it. Go and do it like I did, like you did if I was in prison, Aisha. Go on, put that go, whatever you got to do, Aisha, do it. Some of you guys ain't got no kids in the States. Some of y'all just like me. You want to take care of your mama well in her last couple of years, but you ain't got money like that. Bruh, apply for some of these contract jobs. Ja just told you, bruh, on the resume, you ain't got to be 100% truthful. Even the recruiter's going to tell you, you ain't got to be 1% truthful. Apply. We just gave you the link to several of them, gentlemen. So we're going to be back here tomorrow. And then we're going to share the information for the next ones. Make sure you guys click that like button. Shout out to you guys that donated by way of Patreon. You joined the Patreon. Shout out to all you guys that sat back and you donated to the Children's Cancer Foundation by way of Cash App and PayPal. Shout out to all you guys. Tomorrow we will be back here. Why? I got class with Theo on Tuesday. Sorry, on Tuesday. Monday, I got you back. All right? So make sure, guys, reach out because there's opportunities that are out there. Yes, sir. Don't do it, Theo. Don't do it. Not the new methods of torture. We got class on Tuesday, so Tuesday is not going to happen. The guys, I'll be back here tomorrow. We're only 50% done with the video, but I promise you, We are going to continue to share information. Let's get ready with the outro. Let's get ready with the outro. Let's start at the bottom, then work our way up.
Double or nothing, you ain't getting money, then you bugging. Damn fat, you know I'ma hug it. Lows by the truck, up the budget, cashing it in. Damn, I'm a bucket. OD, you know I overdoes it. If it ain't moolah, we cannot discuss it. Her name ain't Erica, she finna bust it. Her name ain't Mega, but yeah, she a stallion. The way that we dressin' ran out of Italian. New chain bustin', peep the medallion. Pour your own troubles out by the gallon. Her name ain't Lotta, but she from the south. Her name ain't Ruby, she got a big mouth. Putting it in, she sticking it out. Putting it in, she sticking it out. She like salsa, one in a hole, just like a golfer. If you ain't leeching, what can you offer? Ain't got it, they just be talking. Ain't got it, they just be talking. They gon' tell you what you wanna hear. Yeah, put you in a nice pair. Best if you don't listen.
All this shit from me, I'm making her wet. It's double line, you know we the set. They know we up next, that's why they upset. Diamonds on me, and you know it's baguettes. Ballin' so hot, man, I need me a rap. If you ain't on time, then you didn't left. Can't live in the past, ain't got no regrets. Ain't looking for love, just want me. Like it or love it, still gotta respect it. How you in first, but you coming in second. They watching you next, so you gotta protect it. Running it up and we breaking the records. You gave us your last, you should've just kept it. Eyes on me as soon as I step in. The eye on me, you know what I'm reppin'. It's eyes, so yeah, you know what we dressin'. Our blessings is coming, they know that we destined. Like it or love it, they know how we coming. Just send us the budget, send us the budget. She want a second, my hands are on weed. She tell me don't touch it. What you doing? We bringing them vibes, they know we don't force it. Tell them don't rush us. Don't rush us at all. Hate us or love us, it really don't matter. Ain't holding no grudges.
Like it or love it, it's double or nothing. You ain't getting money. then you bugging. Damn fat, you know I'ma hug it. Lows by the truck, up the budget, cashing it in. Damn, I'm a bucket. OD, you know I overdoes it. If it ain't moolah, we cannot discuss it. Her name is Erica, she finna bust it.
She want me to touch it, I'm making her cream. Like she a Russian, she for the team. She bring her cousins, I'm bringing my brothers. Now it's the scene, and we are for being.
Like it or love it, I had just dub it. Ain't no in between, no in between. She for the streets, feeling so geek. She for the streets, feeling so geek.
Like it or love it, they know how we coming. Just send us the budget, send us the budget.
This ain't a Beamer, this a big dance. Chrome heart got me kissing on his best friend. Put in work, baby, you could be my best man. Sending cash to my account, he investing. Dark shades on when I'm off the Migos. He tryna cuff me like a in a Rico. Moving through this like GTA with a cheat code. He claimed that he love me, but before not a freak. I just wanna dance all night. Can't nobody do it just like I. Boy, you got just what I like. Come on, baby, let's kiss, don't fight. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Just say the word, baby, I'ma get you right. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Ain't gotta say it, I know I'm the one you like. Ooh, damn, say the DJ turn the beat up. Got a white boy who be singing like a Beatle. Claim she getting bread, but I heard she doing keto. I don't do drugs, I'ma smoke a little weed up. I can't chase a man for no paper. Just think it's sweet, I'ma show him now or later. I be getting money on the wake up. He a broke boy, tell that get his cake up. Only with dope boys, they the ones who spinning paper, get your weight up. Total send an Addy and a stay up. Just out here mad, told him assalamu alaikum. Who that 5'5", she don't even need no makeup. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Just say the word, baby, I'ma get you right. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Ain't gotta say it, I know I'm the one you like.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Money work.
Big Benz. Chrome heart got me kissing on his best friend. Put in work, baby, you could be my best man. Sending cash to my account, he investing. Dark shades on when I'm off the Migos. He tryna cuff me like a Rico. Moving through the like GTA with a cheat code. He claimed that he love me, but before not a freak. I just wanna dance all night. Can't nobody do it just like I. Boy, you got just what I like. Come on, baby, let's kiss, don't fight. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Just say the word, baby, I'ma get you right. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Ain't gotta say it, I know I'm the one you like. Ooh, damn, so the DJ turn the beat up. Got a white boy who be singing like a Beatle. Claim she getting bread, but I heard she doing keto. I don't do drugs, I'ma smoke a little weed up. I can't chase a man for no paper. I just think it's sweet, I'ma show him now or later. I be getting money on the wake up. He a broke boy, tell that bitch get his cake up. Only with dope boys, they the ones who spinning paper, get your weight up. Total send an Addy and stay up. She's out here mad, told him assalamu alaikum. Who that 5'5", she don't even need no makeup. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Just say the word, baby, I'ma get you right.